We live? Wait. Oh, I thought we wasn't live. I was about to say. We live, gang. We live. Peace to all the guys and goddesses, kings and queens. Excuse me. Emperors and empresses, chiefs and chiefs, and priests of the motherfucking land. I hope you're having a great cosmic rising or a great cosmic night, depending on when you catch or see this video. You feel me? I'm gonna play a new song I just made recently. You feel me? It ain't out yet. This song ain't out yet, but I'm gonna play that bitch. You feel me? You know, just to give people. I know it's early in the rise, and I know some niggas still sleep. I know some niggas up early getting to the bag. I know some niggas up early dealing with the kids. I know some niggas up early because that's just they schedule. You feel me? Niggas up early because they gotta get the workout in. You feel me? I know niggas is, you know, some niggas different. Everybody different in the rising. You feel me? Some niggas still sleep. They don't wake up to midday around like 12 or 1 p.m. Sometimes I could be one of them niggas, but me, I usually get up around 9, 10 o'clock every time, nigga. Latest I might get up is around 11 or 12. But most of the time, nigga, I'm up around 8, between 8 to 10 o'clock. But other than that, I hope y'all doing good, nigga. Y'all see the title, we gonna talk about it. But I do got this song, nigga. I just made this shit, you feel me? Oh shit, I can't hear shit because my headphones not on. My bad, y'all. Is my mic on? Yeah, my mic on, so yeah, y'all can hear me.
Energy and stress in it, consciousness expanding, I'm nowhere, I'm reaching my limit, my purpose, I'm fulfilling it, and I'm nowhere done, I'm finishing. You a guy, not a nigga, or a bitch, I hope it.
My bad, y'all. I accidentally pressed some shit. Run that shit from the top right here.
Elevated, ascending, energy and stress in it, consciousness expanding, I'm nowhere, I'm reaching my limit, my purpose, I'm fulfilling it, and I'm nowhere done, I'm finishing. You a guy, not a nigga, or a bitch, I hope that you feeling this, This is the OJ that got him a new flow, just like hair, he make new growth, Can't keep my pace cause these niggas be too slow, they moving just like a sumo, Look at my soul and carry a new glow, I'm about to let the whole truth blow. No, we ain't thugs, we really some scientists, play with us, we still shoot though, I keep my head up, I can't keep my head down, feet off the floor, I'm lifting my legs now, keep speeding up, I never had spat down, niggas be dumb, I feel like they span down, I'm overheating, I need to be fan down, modern day king, take over the land now, modern day pharaoh, no longer a man now, turn to a god, you see I advance now, put up on earth with this knowledge, cracking inside our matrix, see the reptilian in my dream, that's how I learned that they shapeshift, cloning these bodies, they make shift, dropping them off on spaceships, mixing your minds with AI, putting your soul in stations, you gotta open your mind, we the new gods of creation, we gotta go back in time, we gotta learn to be nations, gotta tap into that magic, moving shit just like them Haitians, we gotta build back the structures, moving shit just like the Masons, but it's still fucked the Freemasons, it's time for elimination, it's time for preparation, it's time for revelation, it's time for divination, it's time for obliteration, it's time for inspiration, esoteric education, elevated, ascending, energy and stress in it, consciousness expanding, I'm nowhere, I'm reaching my limit, my purpose, I'm fulfilling it, and I'm nowhere done, I'm finishing. You a guy, not a nigga, or a bitch, I hope that you feeling this, This is the OJ that got him a new flow, just like hair, he make new growth, Can't keep my pace cause these niggas be too slow, they moving just like a sumo, Look at my soul and carry a new glow, I'm about to let the whole truth blow. No, we ain't thugs, we really some scientists, play with us, we still shoot though,
Peace to all the gate guardians. Peace to all the spiritual warriors. Peace to all the divine scientists, nigga. Peace to all the beautiful creators out there, man. I hope y'all having a great rise. You feel me? But that song, it will be dropping. I'm not gonna cap. I'm not gonna sit here and cap to y'all. That song not dropping no time soon. I'm saving that song. You feel me? It's in the vault right now. Why can I not see my live chat, gang? Like they be doing shit to me, fool. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get my like. If you would like to show it again, use the docs menu. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Where's my docs menu, gang? There we go. I need my chat. There you go, my chat. There you go, my chat. There we go. We got to close that. He said, I come in, shawty going crazy, connected my aux at work speaker. Started going My bad, bro. I didn't know you was at work, bro. That nigga said I came in and shawty going crazy. I had to turn the energy up for this rising on the live. You feel me? I usually last live I had went live. I ain't play no song. I usually gotta play something before we start the live. You know, to let people rile in and just to rise up the energy and to introduce some new heat that I got in the vault. Cause I'm always working on some new music. You feel me? But yeah, I ain't know you. My bad. I ain't know you was at work, gang. I ain't know you was at work. But peace to everybody out there, man. I hope y'all doing good. I hope you're having a great cosmic rising. I'm finna hit this blunt like 3 more times to put this bitch out, because it's gonna go out anyways, because I talk so fucking much. But I just been peeping everything. We ain't gonna go too deep with the AI shit. We know what's up with that. I talked enough about that, you feel me, for a long time. I've been telling people they've been trying to merge AI consciousness with our human consciousness with AI. Now I'm knowing how I go. Facts. You feel me? I just had to turn us up this rising. You feel me? With a little song. New song I got. But what I want to pay attention to though is the World War III. Everybody talking about US and Iran, Trump has now officially declared that he's going to strike Iran. I heard this is the same situation as Iraq. This is no different than Iraq, when it was like, oh, Iraq got mass weapons of destruction. And then niggas went in there, fucked up Iraq, and shit ain't been, you feel me? There was nothing there. And shit ain't been the same since for Iraq. Now, this is just, I feel like you gotta remember, history repeats itself, bro. Those who don't know their history is doomed to repeat it. So all I'm seeing again is just, one, I'm seeing another terrorist attack on the scale of 9/11. It's coming. A nigga just got arrested for some bombs. Hold on. Let me pull it up real quick, right? Man arrested with bombs. He had 13 bombs, I think. Yeah, is this him? Oh, this is an old video. No, wait, this ain't the same, nigga. Hold on. Here it is right here. This was in Philly. It's the place to be. This was 3 days ago in Philly. Let me make sure y'all can see. Switch my screens. Make sure the mic is good. I gotta check everything. Okay, we good. This was 3 days ago. Kevin Krebs. That's an ugly ass name. 31 is now. He's 31. That's a flip on the 13. He had 13 homemade bombs in his crib, nigga. Now facing weapons of mass destructions and dozens of additional charges, according to court documents. I don't know why they spamming Mazda on my shit. My bad, y'all. These ad blockers, sometimes they don't work all the time.
Breaking right now at 4 on CBS News Philadelphia, several explosive devices considered weapons of mass destruction are all discovered when police searched the home of a man arrested near a No Kings protest in Chester County. As we go on air at this hour, we continue to uncover new details evolving in this case. Good afternoon to you, everyone. We're also streaming live on CBS News Philadelphia. I'm Natasha Brown.
And I'm Don Bell in for Siafa Lewis. CBS News Philadelphia reporter Nikki Dementri is live outside the suspect's home right now in East Whiteland Township with an update on what police found and the new charges he now faces. Nikki.
A lot of new developments tonight on this case. Good evening to you both. Now, court records show that Kevin Krebs was arraigned on several new charges, including having weapons of mass destruction. Court documents show that.
Y'all gotta think about this, man. It was a nigga, average nigga. He was arrested near the protest. See, y'all be careful going to them riots and them This is why I don't like going to events where there's a lot of people, bro. Like concerts, protests, riots, carnivals, and I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with carnivals. You will catch me there. But hell, I don't even like going to the grocery store sometimes, nigga. Cause you just don't know what the fuck be going on out here, gang. Like, y'all gotta be aware. Like, if this nigga got 13 bombs, if this average ass nigga just got 13 bombs in his home, and he just, no telling how long it took him to get 13. And notice the number 13. You feel me? This is, and it's in Philadelphia along the 13 colonies. Something is going to happen out there again, somewhere in Philly, New York, or DC. One of them three is something's major's finna happen there. Or maybe on the West Coast, or in the South or the North Coast. You feel me? Or not North Coast, my bad. In the North, where like Michigan and shit is at. But you gotta think about it though. Think on how long it took him to make these 13 bombs, bro. I know it didn't take him no couple months. This shit probably like a year or two worth of work that he was on with them bombs, nigga. Now, what was his goal with those bombs? I have no fucking clue. Why would you need 13 bombs? You don't see, and two, you gotta put into perspective on how powerful these bombs is, how much TNT gunpowder they contain. So we gotta think on how powerful just one bomb is. Is one powerful enough to blow up a whole crib, or is it just powerful to blow up part of a crib, or is it just powerful enough to put a little hole in the ground, or is this bitch powerful enough to wipe out a whole block? You see what I'm saying? You gotta think about that type of shit too. So like, if this, now let's just go to we just gonna automatically scale to the biggest one, blow up a whole block. Now, if these bombs are capable, all of them are capable of just wiping out a whole block, nigga, that's enough bombs to wipe out part of a city, nigga. I'm just saying, it depends on how powerful it is, and I'm just thinking at the max perspective. I'm not even gonna think at the minimum. So yeah, if these is block blowing bombs, nigga, that can wipe out whole blocks, multiple houses at once, nigga. A whole set of land at once, and he got 13 of them bitches. That's crazy. And where did he get the motivation? You gotta think about this too. What motivated him to do this? Is he in contact with somebody? Did somebody tell him to do this? Sleeper cells are being activated. Now, hold on real quick. Sleeper cells. I just don't want to say that word, but I'm pretty sure that's a military term, right? If I'm correct. So yeah, here we go right here. A sleeper cell is a clandestine group or individual agent that remains inactive or sleeps until activated by prearranged signal or directive to carry out a specific task, often related to espionage or terrorism. In the context of terrorism, sleeper cells are often used to infiltrate a target area and remain hidden until ordered to launch an attack. Now, think about how many foreign niggas we got in our country. Think on how many, and specifically to my people, because this is our land. Really think on how many foreign people we got in our country, nigga. But still, including the Caucasoids, you feel me? As much as we don't like them, and as much as they don't like us, nigga, I be telling niggas, to a certain extent, we have to have some unison with them niggas damn, what was I about to say? Unison with them niggas and communication with them niggas. Cause nigga, they in this shit with us now. You feel me? You gotta remember, the Jews never cared about y'all. So with this shit going on, right? Really think of how many foreign people has been coming to America, has been living in America for years, not knowing what their purpose is. Some niggas been here for 10, 15 years, already got citizenship, multiple jobs, establishments, businesses, gas stations and shit like that. Big houses, and you think they here just to live the dream, American dream. But some, they here for their country purpose, nigga. And when you got niggas from Iran that live in America, that's probably been already sent from, you gotta think, this war shit get up there, nigga, in intelligence. Like, niggas is smart. Like, when you look at some of the tactics that the military does display, nigga, and utilizes, bro, they are some genius ass fucking chess moves that they're making in combat, nigga. So, in other countries too as well, like Russia, you feel me? I dare say Russia really got some of the coldest soldiers, nigga. Them niggas out there wrestling grizzly bears and shit. America's really soft when you think about it, nigga. Niggas out there in Russia wrestling grizzly bears and shit out there in the mountains and shit with ease. So, you gotta think, like, these niggas probably already got niggas in America. And then not only that, Russia and China, I'm just now finding out Russia and China is best friends of Iran. So I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, they not gonna let this. So I'm like, this is, it's just being set up. They speeding up this process of mass catastrophic destruction. You feel me? And what I mean by that is that all they doing is trying to, incite shit so they have a reason to destroy a lot of shit around the world, starve niggas out. The cyber attacks are getting ready to come. Like, we gotta be ready for this shit. Like, I'm just letting niggas know now. Get ready, bro. It's happening. It ain't nothing we can do about it. Get ready to let your peoples know when shit go down, when the power go out and the cyber attacks hit, because that's the first thing they gonna do. They want to kill niggas from the inside out. Because I told niggas, you can't strike America from the outside in. We too strong. And then Donald Trump just invested in some money in something called a golden dome, nigga. Fuck an Iron Dome. He said we getting a golden, because the Iron Dome in Israel, that came from us. We've been dick sucking Israel for who knows how long. Well, let me not say we, but your American government has, because your American government is mainly Jewish niggas. You think they are white, but they're not white. They're Jewish niggas. They're all Jews up there. They're either Jews, Indians, fucking Russian, Germans. The Germans is nothing to be played with. The Germans, niggas think the Nazis didn't take over the world. They did, bro. The Germans is like when it comes to the entire Caucasian species, basically. You feel me? Russians, Asians, Chinese, Arabians, all them, right? When it comes to them, the pinnacle of their species, nigga, is the Germans, nigga. Them Germans be smart than a motherfucker. I'm telling you that. Them Germans be smart than a motherfucker. I think I might be wrong. I should look it up real quick, right? Hold on, I should look it up real quick. Hold on, let me see. I think Albert Einstein was German or something, right? Hold on. He was either German or he worked with Hitler or some shit like that. I don't know, fool. I gotta look into it again. Is Albert Einstein German? Yep, there we go. Here we go. I got it right here. Albert Einstein was born at Württemberg, because they talk like that. Germany, on March 14, 1879. 6 weeks later, the family moved to Munich, where he later began his schooling at the Luitpold Gymnasium. So, this nigga, I'm telling you, them niggas ain't nothing to be played with. And this nigga, I'm pretty sure there's a story he went and linked up with Hitler, nigga. So, like, when it comes to them, right, and all this shit going on, they just trying to incite some shit so they can have a reason to destroy the world. Or cause destruction amongst the world. You feel me? And not to mention, the only reason Donald Trump is doing what he's doing and talking about he's going to strike, you got to remember, Donald Trump is doing all this shit to take the eyes off the fact that he's on the fucking Epstein list. Trump is on the Epstein list in the flight logs. He's been going to the islands. This is why it's taking so long for them bitches to come out, because he keeping that shit pushed up. It's the reason why he went in there. As soon as he got in seat, he started firing specific niggas. Like, he played it smart. He really did, like I know they say he got rid of the DEI and shit like that, but he really didn't. All he did was just fire all of them niggas out of there, and he put all his loyal followers in that motherfucker. Some of them people some people in the government right now used to be regular Trump supporters. They have no fucking government history or political history. They just got pulled in by this nigga. Like, I'm telling you, this nigga Trump is money talk. That's all I'm gonna say. Money talk. And power, when you got, in this world, in their world, money equals power. But in our world, energy equals power, nigga. So, this nigga Trump, all he did was just fire a bunch of niggas in the government, in the CIA, in the FBI as well, and he put in all his own people in them places where them same people got fired. Some people he kept, but some niggas he had to get rid of so he could put more of his people there and have more control over the government. This is why I seem like this nigga is he's starting to seem like an unstoppable force at this point. Like, nothing could just be done to him, and if he wanted to, this nigga this nigga can just really start martial law if he wanted to right now, and the Congress or nothing will do nothing about it. You feel me? Because he's literally, the whole government has been infiltrated. That's all I'm gonna say. So, we can't remember with this war shit though, right? Yeah, he going out there to destroy some shit. Remember, like I do be thinking though, like we can still get hit with an airstrike. Like I said, we do for something major, something never seen before, something never seen before. Not no little ass bombing a AT&T or you know some shit flying some planes into a building again. Nah, this is finna be something different. You feel me? We might see raining missiles come out the sky. And these missiles won't come from Iran. Because like I said, you got Russia and China, you know, they're buddies. But like I said, Donald Trump is already invested in a Golden Dome. This shit twice as strong, 10 times stronger than the Iron Dome that Israel got. Because Israel really ain't got tech for real like that. The tech is out here in America. So, you know, China is thinking about taking over Taiwan. We got to remember this too. If China, this AI shit not going to go how niggas think they wanted to. If China takes over Taiwan, because United States gets like 70% of all of their chips for supercomputers, computers, game controllers, PC, well I already said PCs, but gaming consoles, you know, refrigerators and shit, anything that requires microchips, nigga. If Taiwan gets taken over, we're cooked. There's no more. That's gonna fuck up our, you know, racing technology. Then you got this out there in Iran. You have something called the what is it called? The Strait of Hormuz, right here, right? So apparently, from what I have been learning so far, you feel me? From my recent upkeep on this bullshit going on. Because I know it's staged, but I see they're strategically doing shit to start basically they finna start starving niggas out, whether it be food, money, technology, oil, because right here, right, you have, this is called the Strait of Hormuz, and a lot of oil, 26% of the world's oil comes through here, because you know Saudi Arabia, Iraq, all of them got that. They got that oil out there. They got that oil. They got that oil for days. That's why these niggas filthy rich. That's why you got Dubai and shit out there and shit like them. That's why them niggas out there rich like that, because all that oil, nigga. So you know they're moving, but all this oil gets moved out to the Arabian Sea, then it goes out to, you know, basically gets spread out to other countries and bought through other buyers and sellers and shit like that, or whatever the case. Business and business is business. So yeah, but apparently Iran, you see how big they is too. They got all this shit. Iran is talking about closing off this shit. And if they close off this shit right here, and there's another one on the other side too, on the Red Sea right here, because there's some oil that comes out of here too, but also goes into here too as well. But if both of these get closed off, right? If both of these get closed off, cooked. That's all I can say. Cooked. Gas prices is gonna be. You think $4 is bad? If they close this shit off, nigga, gas prices is going to hit the nay. Them bitches gonna soar, nigga. And niggas is gonna be. I'm telling you, y'all wonder why prices and shit is rising now. So this is why the U.S. military is now sending Navy ships. They're sending huge Navy vessels over here to make sure that doesn't happen. So this is all being incited. But you know, like I was saying, this is all being Grand Rising. So truth, my bad. I can't see. I wish I had my dual screen so I could have my chat on the second screen. I can see when y'all typing, but when I got the singular screen. So every time I click off my OBS to read shit to y'all and show shit to y'all, I can't see the chat unless I go on my phone. I need to pull it up on my phone. But yeah, you know, with this shit with World War III, we won't get strike. Like, put it like this, a major event is gonna happen. A strike is I feel like a missile strike. That's really what I feel, because this is some shit Americans have never seen before. But to a certain extent, I do feel like Americans need to see and feel some shit like that, so we can remember, nigga, we ain't untouchable, and this will get everybody on awareness. Like, okay, nigga, we still gotta remember we in spiritual war. This shit real. Niggas out here blowing the niggas up and shit with missiles and shit. You know, but the only thing about America, we got guns. All the American citizens have guns. So, you know, if niggas was to drop troops in America, you know, Russian troops or Chinese troops, we would be ready. You feel me? We would be ready. You know, especially like niggas in Texas. Niggas in Texas got guns for days. It don't make no fucking sense. But, you know, Chirac, Chicago, nigga, I ain't gonna lie, the hood, don't get me started on the hood, nigga. The hood in the United States, nigga. These niggas got guns for, they getting shit. Bro, I remember seeing Rondo number 9 with a RPG, nigga, before that nigga went to jail. The nigga from Chicago, I think his name Rondo number 9, nigga. That nigga had an RPG. I'm like, how the fuck is niggas getting RPG in Chicago? So it's like, hey, niggas in the hood definitely gonna be ready for war if niggas try to drop troops on the ground. So this is why I say they can't really do no shit like that. They can't really hit us from the outside as much. Now, they is going to let some missiles in because that's just the United States. They going to do the same thing Israel did, use a couple cities as human shields. And then they're going to, you know, put up the Iron Domes and then block the rest of the shit's coming out. But what people fail to realize is, too, though, we do have a lot of foreign people. And this is not to be, you know, mean or racist or anything to anybody foreign from any other country in America, bro. Because I'm not saying all of them is terrorists, nigga, but just think on the amount that has been sent in, and for every 1 in 1,000 foreigners, nigga, could be a terrorist, nigga, that's performing a military. Let me not even say a regular foreigner. They like a foreigner of their military. You feel me? A foreign military agent in what we would call a sleeper cell that's in the country, just waiting for the right time and being given the signal to launch a terrorist attack. So this is what I mean by America can't be hit from the outside in. We have to be hit from the inside out. You feel me? So a lot of the crippling is going to come from the inside. Then, like I said, they're going to try to cut off shit with the oils and shit. Then they're going to try to come with the cyber attacks, because Iran is known for making some serious cyber attacks, and we've been getting hit with some serious cyber attacks since 2023, nigga. Since 2022, 2023. Remember, Verizon went out, AT&T had an outage, nigga. I remember Spectrum out here getting an outage, nigga. And a lot of places was PlayStation. I remember PlayStation Network when I was playing Fortnite with my homie. He was like, PlayStation Network was down for like 2 or 3 days or some shit like that. They had an outage or some shit. And I was like, yep, they got hit with a cyber attack. Anything that you hear, they be like, oh, we're having a mass outage. It's either a solar flare or it's a cyber attack. But see, this is where your spiritual discernment has to come in for be able to decipher which one is happening, because both are happening. In the meantime, now some outages I remember happening from a solar flare. Now the AT&T outage, I remember when AT&T had the outage. We got hit with like an X-class solar flare. I think it was like a 1.1 or some shit, X 1.1. We got hit with a mean X-class solar flare, and then shortly after, AT&T had an outage, and my internet had an outage, bro. So it sometimes the sun. You gotta remember, the sun is cranking up heavy right now. So these cyber attacks that's happening, as well with this shit, it's gonna confuse a lot of people. They gonna be like, oh shit, to the people that do know the sun in the cyber attack, they gonna be like, oh shit, which one is which? Just if you see anything about an outage, just go look at the charts, nigga. Go see what kind of X-flare we got hit with. If we didn't get hit with no major shit, 9 times out of 10, that was probably a cyber attack. So like I said, Iran is doing these cyber attacks, but imagine if we start, and then on top of that, let's include the sun too. You got the sun knocking out shit. Imagine if like the internet goes out, like they attack something major, like a oil company or like a grocery store company headquarters or some shit like that, or now the food shortages, or banks. You feel me? The banks get fucked up or some shit. Food shortages, everything starts coming short. You feel me? And they gonna try to starve niggas out. And I'm not saying that Iran is doing this. No, I'm saying all your countries is in on this shit. The world, they're trying to create the one world order. Let's not forget what's going on here. We're not that fucking dumb to believe in their 3D bullshit. No, these niggas is trying to start not World War III. These niggas is trying to start the new world order. And this is World War III. I told niggas, World War III is not the governments against governments and militaries against militaries. No, it's against humanity versus the world's government, nigga. The world's elites and the ETs that puppet the elites. Well, niggas not even on the chess table for real. But this is what it's come to, nigga. It's every man, humanity, civilized citizens. You feel me? Of the Galactic Republic, nigga. It's us against them. That's what World War III is. We're in biochemical war. We're in spiritual war. We're in mental war. We're in emotional war, nigga. We're in all of these wars because that's all their God is a warlord. You feel me? A warlock, warlord. Their God is literally a warlord. The God that they gave us in their fucking Bible and shit like that, that's who that is. You feel me? That's exactly who that is. And you gotta remember they're gods. You gotta remember they're not. This is why they eat babies. This is why they eat babies and they drink the blood of children, because they're trying to obtain the godly essence up through us. They're taking our babies, nigga, our black babies, our black children, and our black women to try to become God. They think if they eat them and drink their blood, their soul and energy will transfer to them and make them God like us. The only thing they do is just reverse their age, nigga, because they took on some of our telomeres, nigga. Because black people have extremely long telomeres. This is why a man could be 30 and still look like he 21. A black man could be 30 years old and still look like he 21. They're like, how the fuck that work? They really be quiet. They like, how the fuck? Nigga, what you doing? You know, you got a black woman that's 50 years old still looking like she in her early 30s. Like, how the fuck? Like, you can't do that. That's cheating. You feel me? So now they start to cheat. You feel me? So they think doing that is gonna make them, it's just, you're not gonna be God like us, nigga. You can't have this. So like, once we start waking up into our divinity and realizing we are the gods of creation, nigga. We are the gods we're playing the domain of the game. We're playing a game right now, the domain of the gods, nigga. And right now there's multiple other guys that's kind of ganged up. Don't get me wrong, we got some help, but there's some other guys that's kind of ganged up right now, or let's just say ETs. I like to call them ETs. You feel me? God, you know, when niggas hear the word gods, niggas start thinking about these omnipotent forces that can. These niggas, no, it's just groups of ETs with extreme amounts of intelligence, power, and wisdom. Some could be evil, some could be, cool, whatever. That's all it is. It's just different species of other beings that's around the cosmos that just got more power than us, nigga. We just need to get our power up. Get your power up, little nigga. That's all we got to do. So, that's what people are going to realize. They're going to come to realize, like, there's just been other beings that's been here all alone, nigga. And basically played a part in a lot of shit that took place on Earth. But they all this shit that's going on, it's slowly gonna get introduced to, because like I say, they're trying to take your eyes off the crafts that's being spotted in the sky coming out of the ocean now, and this is why they're rolling out AI so fast, so that way when people start catching all this real shit, they can put out these AI videos of the same thing, and people will be like, oh, that's AI, you feel me? They won't know what's real no more on the internet. So it's about time. The internet's about to get packed up. It's about time to pack that shit up and put the fries in the bag with the internet. I ain't gonna cap. Niggas finna have to get outside again. That's what's gonna ruin the internet. I'm telling you. When they start doing that shit, people not gonna get on the internet like that no more. Cause don't nobody got time for that, nigga. We already gotta deal with these high ass rent prices. The war, niggas out here about to start World War apparently. All this bullshit. Niggas ain't got time for that. But a lot of niggas are gonna start seeing a lot more of these crafts. We seeing them now. You feel me? We are seeing them now. I seen one the other night too when I was walking home from the store, nigga. It was like about 10 at night, nigga. I seen a plane fly past because it was blinking and shit. But then I seen a moving star. I was like, is that a star moving? I'm like, well, of course it ain't. Stars don't move like that, nigga. So that's some type of, I don't know what that was. But it was all red though. And that motherfucker flew past the plane that was flying, it's direct. It's like it flew towards the plane basically and then flew past that bitch. I was like, I know they saw that shit up there. I know they saw that shit. So yeah, niggas is catching all kind of shit. But all in all though, like I said, they trying to start this war, to basically cause destruction amongst the world. So that way they can roll in when people are starving, people are in fucking danger and in need. Niggas gonna think that it's the end of all, and they gonna be like, where's the savior? This is what they want you to get to. They want to make their revelations in the Bible come true because they got niggas hooked into religion so much. Niggas is gonna beg for God, literally gonna beg for the savior. when shit hits the fan, bro. And that's when they're going to roll out this entity, bro. Some people call it the Jaw. Some people call it you can call it the Beast, the Antichrist. I don't give a fuck what you call it, nigga. You Lex Luthor, nigga. Dark Side, nigga. Darth Vader. I don't give a fuck what you call it, nigga. They're going to roll out this entity, and niggas will buy it. And when they buy it, man, this shit, man. The visions I'm getting right now, gang, it ain't pretty. But they gonna have all these, this is where the smart cities and shit is coming in, gang. I'm telling you. And niggas is gonna buy it, but they gonna be like, the only way you can come to these cities and be safe is you gotta get that chip. And niggas will, the same way niggas fell for them shots, a lot of them gonna fall for that shit the same way again. Those that don't know their history is doomed to repeat it, man. Those that ain't studying and thinking for themselves and researching on this scientific information, studying biology, studying human anatomy, study space weather, study all the science, nigga, because that's where you really start to find out a lot of shit that's been going on. They been knew about. They just been trying to hide us from that shit, bro. They don't want us finding about that shit because they know, nigga, black people themselves are ETs, nigga. Our bodies is made from stardust. Your neuromelanin is condensed sunlight. We're drops of sunlight, nigga. We're sun-kissed. You feel me? We're literally drops of sunlight, nigga, on the ground. In densified form. We're literally the sun's light. I told you everything in the physical realm is frequency in its what frequency looks like. Like let's say a frequency come here of gold. You feel me? That's thought of in the spirit realm. You gotta remember, everything is thought of in the spirit realm first. So you got an NT up there like, okay, I'm finna think about some gold in the physical realm. Then when the frequency travels down into the physical realm, it manifests into the earth, known as gold, nigga. So, you know, niggas thought about us. You gotta remember, you know, we thought ourselves into existence, nigga. And when we thought ourselves into existence, this is what we descended as, nigga. Because we are the sun. You feel me? We are the sun, and then we are the earth. And as well as the dark matter energy that makes up the universe. This is why we appear so damn fucking dark the way we do. I mean, it's just how it goes, bro. And then when we stand in the sun, we just get darker, nigga. Like I don't went like 2 shades darker, nigga, from being in the sun so much this summer, bro. I'm like, damn, nigga, I'm about to start looking like them Africans in a minute. Let me get that type of melanin for real. But you know, like I was saying, you know, that's just, you know, the spirit realm working in tandem with the fucking the physical realm, bro. A lot of stuff is manifested in here. Frequencies manifested in physical form. I told niggas DNA itself looks like frequencies. If you look at DNA, it looks like overlapping frequencies, but they're just crystallized amino acids linked up together with what you will call hydrogen bonds or hydrogen links. And you know, that's the water that communicates with the physical part of the DNA structure, which is the crystalline amino acids, you know, that makes up the messages and shit. You feel me? The physical messages that need to be relayed into the physical realm in order to manifest this idea or thought or person physically. You feel me? I know that was deep as hell, but you know, this is the shit that they know in science. And then quantum physics. Quantum physics is like the shit that piques my curiosity the most, because now we starting to talk about time travel. Now we starting to talk about parallel timelines. Now we starting to talk about you can shift timelines and shit. Now you got me questioning what the fuck CERN is. What do you need a giant particle accelerator for? The only time you need a particle accelerator is to open portals. This is a known fact in science. It's sci-fi movies. Listen to the name sci-fi. Science and fiction can't be in the same category. So what have they really been showing you? Have they been showing you fiction, or have they been showing you real science? I'm just saying. Science and fiction can't be in the same category, baby. Science is dealing with facts, observing shit, testing shit, experimenting. You feel me? So, like I said, you know, this is the shit that they're trying to pull. They're trying to get, once they pull all this destruction, they're going to try to get niggas to worship this God. You know, and you know, niggas gonna call out to this guy and they gonna introduce this entity, and niggas gonna fall for that shit and end up in them smart cities, and you're not gonna be able to come out that shit. Just gonna let niggas know, you're not gonna be able to come out that shit. You won't be able to come back from that shit. You will be stuck in something called a phantom matrix. I would rather die before I merge my body with AI, nigga. And that's what's gonna happen. I don't care. I don't care how scared a nigga is of death. Nigga, and the most fearful man of death right now would still rather face death than to merge with AI. I can guarantee you that. You feel me? But you gotta remember, we don't die anyways. We just transcend. Energy can't be created or destroyed. It can only transfer and transmute, my gang. Mystery gang. It can only transform and transmute. So when you die, nigga, guess what? That breath comes straight out your body, which is you, nigga. And that electricity comes straight out your body, which is you. You feel me? Your breath, magnetism, and your spirit, the electricity from your brain and nervous system, which is your consciousness. You feel me? Your spirit, your soul and your spirit. Boom, nigga, leave the body. Now you like shit. You looking at your shit like, damn, nigga got clapped. I guess I gotta get up out of here. You feel me? And then you go wherever from there. Now, it gets kind of, I don't know, I ain't gonna get too deep on what the fuck goes on after you die, nigga. But a lot of people that have, basically temporarily died and came back have seen some shit. They didn't just see a black void or there's nothing that, no, niggas have seen some shit, went some places. Some people say they went to hell because they believe in hell. You gotta remember that. Whatever you believe in, when you die, that's what you're going to manifest. Be careful. So if you think it's just a black void out there and there's nothingness when you die, that's what you're gonna get until your consciousness changes otherwise. If you think there's a hell and a heaven and your ass end up getting, you unalived, and then next thing you know, you in hell. You see what I'm saying? That's because you believed in heaven and hell. Now, if you believe we're already in hell and you're trying to get to heaven, we're trying to rise out of here to get to heaven. When you die, you're going to rise further up to higher divine realms because you recognize that you're already in hell. Most people think this earthly plane is just an earthly plane and there's nothing going on. They think hell is somewhere under our feet or some dark red lava realm with burning brimstone rocks and shit. And a nigga with a nigga all red with horns and a pitchfork, gang. And then they think heaven is golden gates with angel wings. No, bro. No. You're crazy. Do you not know what they consider? Do you not know the Bible is written in Old English? The Bible is written only when they say thou shalt not thou. That's Old English, nigga. That was a different lingo back then. So when niggas say that heavens, they were talking about space. They were talking about the cosmos, the stars, the universes, the galaxies and shit that's up there. They like, that's the heavens. We want to get up there because they could never get up there. When they bumped into entities, or let me just say individuals that look like us, that's been on this earth for a long time, we just got to remember who he is. When they bumped into, us, the past versions of us, nigga, they seen us going back and forth. You feel me? And then all these pyramids and shit, which was landing pads. Some were universities, some were homes, and some were landing pads, nigga. But when they seen us going back and forth, they like, what the fuck? They like, these niggas, we want to go up there. This is where they tell you the stories of the Ezekiel's wheel. That was a spaceship. They talking about God traveled in a cloud by day and fire by night. Spaceship. Niggas talking about they seen the opening come out the sky and there was some beings with wings with 3 heads. Nigga. That's just them seeing these ships, nigga. That's all it was, bro. They was seeing different shit, nigga. And the shit that they seen, they considered it godlike when it's just it's just cosmic, nigga. It's just basic galactic shit, nigga. Niggas gonna learn when you realize that this shit is going on in other parts of the Milky Way and other galaxies, nigga. We're not the only living species in the fucking universe, nigga. No, humans is not the only niggas. I don't know why they told niggas, oh, we're the only living. They just lying. Tell these niggas that y'all made deals with grays that came from the future because niggas merged themselves with AI. When y'all hear the story about them grays, them niggas merged themselves with AI. That's the product. That's what niggas is gonna look like. That's what is gonna happen to niggas. That's why they look like that. Their eyes is pitch black. They've been showing this to you in so many movies for years to get you conditioned to them. They trying to desensitize niggas to them so they can be friendly with them, not knowing these niggas is not really friendly. They hostile as fuck because they mad on how they turned out. They mad that they You feel me? Merge themselves with technology, fool. They can't reproduce no more. They can't experience life how we can no more. So that's why they constantly, they was abducting niggas to take, genetic material to try to create hybrids to where they can reproduce themselves back into like they natural state again. You feel me? Basically, what humans look like today, and them humans is AKA your Caucasoids, bro. You feel me? They merge themselves with AI to, and that's because of the sun too. The sun cranking up. They need bodies. They want to stay on this planet just like us, bro. And there's nothing. I'm not gonna say there's nothing wrong with that. It's a beautiful planet to live on, bro. But with all the history and harm that they caused amongst the planet as a whole, you feel me? Now I'm not saying all of them is fucked up, but as a whole though, y'all gotta take that L to the chin, gang. Just like us, we gotta take an L to the chin with our babies. Like black people finna get it too, nigga. Oh, we finna get it. Do you not know who our parents is, nigga? We finna get it, nigga. We don't let so many of our children come up, man, especially the black men, nigga. We supposed to be the guardians, nigga. We don't let so many of our children and women succumb to the world that has destroyed them, touched them, violated them in so many ways, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, nigga. Now, I'm not saying we ain't had some shit happen to us, but nigga, we still supposed to be the grand unit, gang, that look out for the babies and the women. So, there's a lot of consequences coming to everybody on planet Earth. This is a school, gang. We gonna learn where we failed at real soon. So, like I said, when you hear about these grades, that's just a product of what happens when they merge themselves with AI, and they started doing it too much to the point they can't even reproduce no more. So, and then the story of the fucking reptilians, nigga. These just niggas that live under the earth. You feel me? They came to this planet a very long time ago, and they've been living under the earth because they can't really handle the sun well neither. You would think they could when you see crocodiles and lizards and shit, but these is not the average reptilians, nigga. They're vampiric. They're vampires, basically. This is where you get the story of vampires and, Bram Stoker's Dracula and shit like that. The story of Dracula, Draco. That's all they get. And Dracos do what? What do vampires do? They shapeshift. They can shapeshift into a bat and shit like that. So, that's all that is, nigga. They just vampires and they can't handle the sun neither. So this is why they live underground, conducting shit from the shadow realms on the surface where we at, seeing all the bullshit going on. Like, the stories get deep when you hear about these different ETs. You feel me? And this is just my compiled information from all the shit that I have learned over the years in meditations and dreams and, lucid experiences and astral projections, projecting experiences that I have had to gain all the information that I know today. I'm not gonna say I believe that I know. So like I said, the reptilians, that's the story with them niggas. They've been on this planet for a very long time. They were around the same time. Well, I wouldn't say around the same time. We still predate them niggas, but they kind of came around not too long after, nigga. And then, this niggas that's higher than the reptilians that hired them niggas. You gotta remember, we have a collective family now. There's brothers and sisters of ours that don't like us. You feel me? What you would know as fallen angels and shit like that. But there's brothers and sisters of ours in the higher realms that don't like us, that's working against us, that hired them little niggas. Them niggas is murder for hire, basically. So, this is the stories of the different that I'm giving to you of the day. Now, you can take that how you want to. You feel me? I'm just letting you know I'm just here to inform niggas and warn niggas before shit start to happen. Because I'm seeing it in forefront, and we're in that time now where the shit is about to be introduced. So I'm just informing niggas on what all they see, and not to be friendly with the shit. When they do introduce shit to niggas and try to get you friendly with it, don't be friendly with it, nigga. Don't be friendly with nothing but your own people, nigga. Don't be friendly with nothing but your own people. Now, if it's something that come from the sky and hop out of a ship that look just like you, nigga, no shapeshifter, but it look just like you, nigga, and it can show you it share the same blood as you, then we know what's up. But other than that, nigga, all of this other shit they about to introduce to you, nigga, we ain't got time for that shit. We ain't got time for that shit. So this is why, I had to, speak on the ETs for the simple fact is because the God in their Bible, my bad, I had to turn on my headphones. The God in their Bible is an ET, bro. It's an ET that's been posing as a supposed omnipotent being that can, in the snap of a finger, create and destroy the universe. Get the fuck out of here. No, bro. No. Nothing's doing that. You feel me? Nothing's doing that. I'm gonna just be $150 with you. And no. we ain't got time. Nothing's that damn. And if it is that damn powerful, why you ain't stopping all the kids being kidnapped? If I was God, be for real, nigga. Let's really be humans and be for real, nigga. And grown niggas. If you was God, nigga, when in the snap of it, if you had the ability to stop shit with just the snap of your finger, would you not stop the child trafficking going on Earth? I'd be like, hold on, what's going on my planet? Children, nigga? Snap, nigga, like Thanos. I'm talking about like Thanos, nigga. Everything come to a halt, nigga. Sky crack up and nigga, I'm stepping down out that bitch. Man, somebody gotta take my computer from me, gang. I'm coming out that bitch hood, nigga. Hold on, nigga. What y'all got going? Y'all sacrificing shit. Collect everybody. I'm calling all my get down here. Collect everybody up. We finna put them all in one spot. Okay, who's fucked up down here? We need to settle this shit. All y'all niggas been doing this shit. Rise them all up at once. Snap, they all evaporate. Now we got nothing but good people. It's that easy. I'm just saying. That's how they make it in the Bible. Bro, if we gonna really play like that, we're gonna play like we're children, because that's what the fuck they're doing. They're making people act like big ass children by giving them these religions, bro. I'm just keeping it $150. It's like a comic book. That's all the Bible is. It's a fucking religious comic book, nigga. So if God is omnipotent, when we talk about the word omnipotent, this is something that's all everything, nigga. The universe itself. And if something has that much power and it has more awareness than us, snap the fingers. Ain't no way children, nah, gang. Children, women coming up missing, all this, ain't no way. There's too much evil on the planet for me to believe in whatever the fuck they handing out to niggas in them books. Now I'm not knocking niggas for being religious or whatever. Do you, pop you. This is what you're here on earth for. You're here to experience reality to your soul's desire. Whatever your soul desire to do, fulfill it, nigga. Because like I said, everybody's spiritual journey is different on this planet, and everybody's spiritual growth is different on this planet. It takes place differently with everybody on this planet. So like I was saying, yeah, that's just like, if we gonna play like that though, if the niggas omnipotent, this nigga would just stop shit in the blink of an eye. But they gonna make up some sorry ass excuse. I'm telling you, them niggas is gonna make up some sorry ass excuse for a child to be brutalized, raped, and sexually assaulted and used for slave work and sex slave work. No, bro, you can't make up no sorry ass excuse for that, gang. Not with my people, nigga. Cause intergalactically, that's not how we move. We have our own code, nigga. We don't move like that. Whatever ET move like that and trying to give you the sorry ass excuse, nah, gang. That ain't your friends. Cause they taking y'all babies too, nigga. They taking y'all babies too. They just take ours at a higher rate because they know the worth in our babies, organs, melanin, all that, bro. Pineal glands, they need that. They need that. So like I said, this is why they circumcise children, bro. Do you not remember I showed niggas in the last live with the Steve Harvey makeup? She was like, this makeup. She's like, it's Oprah Winfrey's favorite. She's like, it's made from human foreskin. Nah, that shit ain't made from no grown. No, they taking it. That human foreskin. Where do you get foreskin from? You can only get foreskin from a baby when they get circumcised, nigga. And I hate I even got to talk about this shit, but that's how sick this fucking world is. And I can play the video right now, but I'm not gonna play it. I already played it many times, nigga. Go look it up. Steve Harvey puts on foreskin makeup, or makeup made from foreskin. Just type that in, bro, and it'll come up. Like, this is the shit that be killing me. I was like, hold on, what do you grown niggas ain't just out here going to get them set. No, nigga. The only time niggas get is when they babies. So I'm like, you getting this shit from babies. This is what the fuck y'all doing with baby shit? Hit the planet with a meteor right now, please hit this bitch with a meteorite. I would be happy, nigga. I'll be standing outside smoking my last wood, watching that bitch come down. Like, yes, nigga. I'm finna go back to the Astrals. We finna run this shit back, nigga. We finna reset this bitch, and I'm finna come back down here and do the same thing again, nigga, and get niggas on point, nigga. This time I'm gonna be one of them. I'm gonna be one of the prophets. I'm gonna figure out, come down and lead a mass amount of people to greatness. Like, yeah, you feel me? But nah, though, that shit's sick, gang. For real. On a real note, that shit's sick, fool. This is how sick your world has become. They don't care. Nobody cares about babies no more, fool. They don't. You feel me? They don't. You know, I see why a lot of people in families is neglected. You know, a lot of sick shit is going on earth. Like, a lot of incest going on in black people like to make fun of white people about incest when there's a lot of incest going on in black families. All of them uncles and niggas or older cousins, or, you know, even the women, older aunties and shit, older sister touching in their family or doing stuff to their family. You know what I mean, bro? Let's be for real. Let's keep it a G stack. Let's keep it a G stack, bro. Niggas be doing some weird shit. This is what the world has become. Children are being attacked even you gotta think on how minute this is, how children are being attacked on a minute scale, even in their own families, nigga. You got orphans out there that's being adopted just so niggas can make them slaves. Think about the undocumented children, nigga. That ain't even, you feel me? Like, oh my God. I just can't begin to imagine, bro, how deep this shit go. This is what they want to take your eyes off of. You feel me? And they want easier access to your children too if they have you in the most vulnerable state. And they get you in them smart cities and But you know what? The only reason I believe shit not gonna go how it's gonna go though is the sun. I keep mentioning that keratin event, y'all. I'm telling y'all niggas probably tired of me hearing saying that shit, but I'm gonna keep telling y'all, nigga. That keratin event coming, nigga. We about to be set back into the pilgrim age. Niggas gonna have to go outside and hoop again. Niggas gonna have to go outside and go on walks with each other again. Niggas gonna have to go outside and start farming food because we're gonna be forced to live off the land again. All the perishable foods and shit, that the processed food and shit. Canned goods will still be good, but them shit's gonna be gone quick. You feel me? They gonna be gone quick. But all that other shit gonna go bad, expire, cooked. You feel me? It's gonna be done for. So we gonna be forced to live off the land again. That's what's gonna be coming. Niggas think this. I'd be like, yeah, you got all this shit going on. I gotta sip me some tea. My mouth getting cotton. I got a cotton mouth. That's some good tea. That's some lemonade. That's that half and half, that Arnold's Parma, nigga. That half and half. 50-50 give you 100. Nah, let me chill. But, you know, the sun, you know, the Carrington event, that shit gonna set us back to the pilgrimage, bro. And it's concerning your sciences. They not talking about it, though. They trying to keep that under wraps. You feel me? The UV been cranking up, nigga. The UV is an 11 or higher every day here in Texas, nigga. 11 or higher. This is frying the shit out of them electrical circuits out there, nigga. And it's just and we just got hit with an X-class solar flare 2 days ago. I seen the shit. We got hit with a 1 point. Let me look it up real quick. You know I don't mind looking shit up. When we get on this bitch, we research. We research. Pause. An X flare is the most powerful type of solar flare categorized by its intensity in the X-ray spectrum. So this was yesterday, I guess. I thought this was like 2 days ago. My bad. So we got hit with knocking out radio signals. Look at this shit. Intense solar flares threatens to disrupt US and GPS radio signals. The sun blasts powerful X flares that appears to destabilize. It's a nigga we gonna watch in a minute too. It's a homie we gonna watch in a minute He be keeping up with the sun, bro. He be on point with it. But damn, a 1.9. It says, and it's on this right on the summer solstice, damn near. Look at this. Hey, the sun letting you know, nigga, summer here, nigga. He like, we just getting started. The sun said, we just getting started. He said, you thought April, May? You thought those were bad? He said, oh, you thought the beginning of June was bad, nigga? Let me tell you what's finna happen. Because I remember yesterday, it was like real hot. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm used to the heat. But that shit, I felt the intensity of that shit. I'm like, ooh, this shit feel mean, nigga. I was like, I was just really, and then after a while, you know, because you know my body adjusts to the heat. When you first go out there, I'd be like, ooh, you really feel that shit. But then after my body adjusted to it, I'm like, yeah, this is some powerful heat. I was like, we must have got hit with a an X flare. You feel me? An X flare must have really came through and swept over the earth, because I was feeling that heat yesterday and the day before that. But sunspot region 4114 has unleashed its most powerful solar flare yet, an X1.9 class that erupted late June 19th, triggering on Juneteenth. Head ass, it was right on Juneteenth. Hey, 1.9. Better quit playing, nigga. On June 19th, 1.9 on June 19th. The sun sinking with us, nigga. The sun letting you know, like, hey, they say Juneteenth, they be like, oh, fuck Juneteenth or whatever like that. The sun said, fuck that, nigga. You better embrace your power, nigga. You better embrace your excellence, nigga. You better quit playing. We need to stop downing on people. Just like I be seeing people saying, like, oh, you know, Black History Month is the only month we get. It's the shortest month. Whatever, nigga. Let's just celebrate our excellence. And we ain't got to do it. We can make our own months. We can do every month. How about every month we celebrate, nigga? But yeah, the sun just let you know. Let me connect with y'all real quick. Y'all turning up for Juneteenth. You feel me? Y'all having y'all fun. Y'all celebrating y'all, greatness. And unification as a family. So the son said, let me send a 1.9 for you. You said you need a 1.9 of that solar gram, nigga. He said, let me give you that 1.9. Let me give you that 1.9. So the solar flare peaked at 9:50 p.m. at night on Juneteenth. And then going into 1:50 a.m. on June 20th, yesterday. According to the Space Weather Live, while this event delivered a strong burst of electromagnetic radiation, everything is electromagnetic in the universe. Remember that. Electricity and magnetism. That's all it is. And radiation. What is radiation? A spreading of energy. So it did not launch a coronal mass ejection, meaning Aurora Borealis hunters will be disappointed, at least for now. Intense enough to ionize the Earth's upper atmosphere. Now, I told y'all, this is where our thunderstorms come from. Our thunderstorms come from the sun and shit, because there's a lot of moisture in the air. I'm realizing, bro, there's places where you niggas ain't even near water and they're getting major storms, right? Now, don't get me wrong, Austin, we not too far from the ocean, the Gulf Coast and shit. So that's where a lot of our clouds come from. But a lot of our moisture, is coming to a point now. There's a lot of moisture coming from the ocean, and there's clouds and all, like, out here. They just form out of thin air. I promise you, bro. I be watching. I be like, okay, it's a clear sky today, but I'll see small little clouds all over the city. And I'm like, they not chemtrails or nothing. They just small clouds literally forming out of thin air, bro. And then like, I'll go back outside later in the day just to check again, and the clouds would be even fucking bigger, like thunderheads. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, these bitches just spawning. So, but I had to think about it. I'm like, there's moisture, all that humidity. There's a lot of humidity here out here in Texas. So all that humidity, all that moisture in the air. And when that UV comes down, and I learned this from Kalai. Kalai has spoke on this. I didn't even know that this shit happened. But when the UV radiation comes down, it's speeding up the atoms in the moisture that makes up the moisture. And when it's speeding up those atoms, it's basically cracking open the moisture shell, and then that all that water basically just evaporates and turns into steam. And we know that clouds is what? Evaporated water. That's just big ass steam. That's big ass steam up there. And when that steam ionizes up, now you got a thunderhead. This is why water makes electricity, and water is a good conductor of electricity, because it be transferring that shit, boy. But that water in the air becomes supercharged. When the sun is constantly beaming on them clouds, that's why them clouds get dark like that. You think them sometimes you think them clouds They do be dark because it be other clouds on top of other clouds casting shadows and shit. But sometimes you just see dark ass clouds because they so overcharged from the sun. You feel me? Now they gotta release all that energy out somehow, and that's where you get thunder. Well, lightning. That's where you get lightning from, and then that's where thunder comes from. It's from the lightning because the lightning be hitting so fast and it's so powerful. Boom! Once it creates that, you know, that tension. Once that tension snaps, that's what you see when that electrical tension, because you can't see it with the naked eye. The only time you see it with the naked eye is when the lightning flashes. But there's a bunch of tension in the air that you can't see. And when that tension finally snaps, then you see that lightning because it's happening at such a colossal level. You feel me? You see that lightning, boom, and then you hear the thunder. You know, the shock wave. That's all you're hearing. So this is where a lot of our storms is coming from too, bro. It's from the sun heating up that moisture in the air. That UV is hitting that, cranking that moisture up in the air. We're going to see hurricanes like no other. Get ready. Hurricane season is going to be crazy. It's finna be crazy with this solar cycle, with this new solar cycle we got going on. So, intense enough to ionize Earth's upper atmosphere. Can y'all see this? Okay, yeah, I can see this. Hold on, let me see what's going on. PCJ, I see you up in here, my boy. Peace, God. Intense enough to ionize Earth's upper atmosphere. The eruption caused a shortwave radio blackout centered over the Pacific Ocean. Ham radio operators, why do you call them ham? Especially those in Hawaii may have noticed a sudden loss of signals on frequencies below 25 megahertz. That's some big ass hertz. Shortly after the flare erupted. According to spaceweather.com, the flare also appears to have destabilized a large magnetic filament located in the sun's southern hemisphere. So now we got to destabilize. Let's see, what is this? What's going on? Damn, we got hit with another X flare yesterday too? Damn, we got hit one with June 18th. So yeah, there was one like 3 days. Okay, it was. That was June 18th. We got hit with a 1.2. I didn't know we got hit with a 1.9. Damn, we get hit with them bitches back to back. Damn, they hitting us with that. He said, here go 2 more for you. Oh God, like LeBron. He said, you know what? Here go 2 more for you. Let me read this shit, right? Let me read this shit, y'all. Y'all know I gotta see what's going on. We don't want no jury. We don't want no jury. And then, let me see. So I guess these are like asteroids or some shit like that. This is like the orbital track for Nibiru though, right here. This is like the same orbital. I wonder what that is that they got there. This is 5 fireballs. But yeah, I'm trying to see what they was talking about, that it destabilized radio communications, the source sunspot for one which remain on the Earth side of the sun for a few more days, but before it disappears over the sun's western limb. Dates of special interest includes June 23rd and 24th, when the sunspot will be magnetically connected to the Earth via the Parker spiral. Any flares around that time will accelerate energetic protons directly toward our planet and could spark a solar radiation storm. What is a Parker spiral? So interplanetary shock. This is the shock waves I was talking about. When them CMEs hit, this is the shock wave that comes out and then it goes out and it hits other planets, and then that's when you get your earthquakes from. And you connect your earthquakes, not just storms. You connect your earthquakes with the sun CMEs too. So you got the flare, interplanetary Parker spot. Now I've never heard of this. Flare, SCPs, Earth's orbit, a flare, and then it comes out. So we can like get hit in advance too. That's crazy. So basically that's what this is saying right here. We can get hit in advance. Counter streaming electrons, CME cloud or ICME in the direction the sun is pointing. So this is the interplanetary shockwaves that I was talking about. So basically this sunspot that's still facing us, and I think it's this one. Which one is it? Hold on, let me see. 4114. So it's this one right here. This one right here is facing us, and they say it's going to connect with us magnetically before it gets ready to go back on the other side. It's going to connect with us magnetically and probably send another fat ass CME this way. Then you still got this one right here, 4116, 4117, and 4118 that's going to face our way. That could still potentially give us an X flare. And not to mention, you got corona holes that be open, like just be open on the damn sun, letting in streams of solar wind. Damn, can I play this? How do I play this? So yeah, you know, that's the sun. Oh my bad, I gotta switch to the other screen. But that's the sun. You feel me? The sun is cranking up, man. And this is why I'm, you know, this is what I mean by like we won't, you know, be probably seeing shit take full effect with this AI and war and cyber attacks how we think it's gonna go, because enough is enough. We are in the age of Aquarius. The Pisces age is gone. A lot of this old world shit has to go. What they call the new world order is the old world order. That's literally, they try to put it in your head that it's new. Like, oh yeah, the new world order, one world government. We're gonna merge us with that shit old. That shit done, gang. You're a cook, finito. Y'all won't be having that. As far as, you know, when people hear World War III, they hear about they all nukes. The whole world's gonna go into nuclear war because of World War III. Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna show you this video. It's an old video. I don't know how real this is, but I do believe a lot of and there's been reports. Now, if you go listen to some of these government officials in these meetings in Congress hearings that they had held, a lot of your government officials have, you know, been talking about spotting these unidentified crafts over nuclear bases, over bases where nuclear warheads are at, over bases where there nuclear power plant, and over bases where nuclear power plants are at. They don't know why they so interested in that nuclear shit, but apparently they've been pulling up there and they've been causing disruptions to their technology out there. Now I'm gonna show you this old video, gang. It's a very old video. This was like 16 years ago, bro. I'm not saying this shit. I'm not saying the clip is real, but the nigga that's speaking on the subject, it might actually, you feel me? And the only reason I say this is because, like I said, I be seeing crafts myself all the time that do shit that these planes, I mean not these planes, these government militaries can't do, bro. So hold on, let me show you this old video, right? I don't know if this real or not, but I know that the subject that the nigga is speaking on, because he was being interviewed, they probably just used this for visual purposes as he was explaining it in the interview.
At this stage, the rocket was traveling between 11 and 14,000 miles per hour when a saucer-shaped craft entered the frame.
It flew into the frame like this, and it shot a beam of light at the warhead.
Yeah, animated simulation. So yeah, they just showing you what happened. They're showing you what happened on the story that he's telling.
Now, remember, all this stuff is flying at several thousand miles an hour. So this thing fires a beam of light at the warhead, hits it, fires another beam of light, and then flies out the way it came in. And the warhead tumbles out of space. Now, when the lights came on, Major Mansman turned around and looked at me and said, "Were you guys screwing around up there?" And I said, "No, sir." And he said, "What was that?" And I said, "It looks to me like we got a UFO."
Now apparently this
like this.
Hold on, let me see.
Traveling between 11 and 14,000 miles per hour when a saucer-shaped craft entered the frame.
So apparently, when they was doing this, they was trying to shoot. It said the interview actually admits it wasn't a dummy rocket, but a nuclear warhead. They aimed and shot at the moon. And it was basically, this was a test. This was actually a real test. It's called Project A119. Project A119, also known as a study of lunar research flights, was a top secret plan developed in 1958 by the United States Air Force. The aim of the project was to detonate a nuclear bomb on the moon. This is interesting. I'm tying this in together. It says this project, in that video, old as shit too. But this was them trying to detonate a nuclear bomb on the moon, which would help in answering some of the mysteries in planetary astronomy and astrogeology. If the explosive device detonated on the surface and not in the lunar crater, the flash of the explosive light would have been faintly visible to people on Earth with their naked eye. This was meant to show a force of resulting. This was meant as a show of force, resulting in a possible boost of domestic morale and the capabilities of the United States. A boost that was needed after the Soviet Union took an early lead in the space race with Sputnik and shit like that. Now, I'm just tying this in together though. They were supposed to launch a nuke on the moon, and They were supposed to, and apparently they was doing that, you know, this was like during the Soviet time. I don't know how old this video is. It's from 2009, but then again, I don't know how old whatever this is from. You feel me? I don't know how old the show is or whatever. But I do know that them niggas has been doing a lot of shit with the moon. Do I believe the moon landing was fake? Yes, it was. That shit was Hollywood as fuck. You feel me? And that got the world by surprise. They niggas believed it. They got niggas. MK Ultra got niggas for real. So, you know, but do I believe they never went to the moon? No. I believe they had went to the moon. I believe them niggas have whole entire bases on the moon. And I also believe that the moon is an artificial structure that's not natural to the Earth's orbit. Because the moon is in tidal lock. You have something called tidal lock. Now, let me pull this up for you, right? We can get off this. Tidal lock. Tidal locking. Tidal locking is a fascinating astronomical phenomenon where the gravitational pull of a celestial body like a planet influences the rotation of another body like a moon or satellite that orbits it. This gravitational interaction, also known as tidal forces, causes the orbiting body's rotation to slow down over time until its rotation period matches its orbital period. So the moon, one side always faces the primary. The synchronization results in one hemisphere of the orbiting body constantly facing the primary body, while the other hemisphere remains permanently hidden from view. This is the only thing. I'm not sure if other moons do this, bro. But our moon is the only thing we know so far that does not turn or spin, bro. It does not turn or spin. Why? I have no clue. I have no clue. Do the moons do that in Jupiter? I don't think they do, bro. But I know for a fact with ours though, our moon, we never can see the other side of the moon, which is very interesting to me. And I wonder why we can't see the other side of that bitch. You feel me? I want to know why we can't see the other shit. The sun rotate and turn. We can see the front, back all day long. But and shit, we smaller than the fucking sun. So you would think we would be in fucking some so-called tidal lock with the sun where we would never, you feel me? But instead, we actually do rotate. And every other shit, Mercury and Venus and all that shit still rotate. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just weird. The moon is the only thing that's not in tidal lock with the sun. So if you think that they never been on the moon, all of your governments are on the moon. But that shit that they did back in the to make niggas think they was on that bitch, that shit was cap. I ain't gonna lie, that shit was cap. So I wanna play, hold on, let me see if I can find him real quick. It's a dude I be watching, bro. Here he is, Stephon Burns. That's his name.
Planet Earth. Here we go.
This is horrible. Missing teeth causes a range of different problems in a person.
Hey everyone, geophysicist Stephon Burns here. We have had a bunch of solar activity over the past few days. Boom shakalaka. That was an 8.5 M classifier that blasted off from Sunspot Group 4114, launched a solar storm our way, and that was followed up by a 6.4 M class flare. So getting close to X class territory, especially with that first one. And then following that 6.4 M class flare, there was a plasma filament that blasted off a little bit closer to Sunspot Group 4115, which Sunspot Group 4114, this big one right now exactly on that Earth central meridian, it's moving to that. And so there's two big opposite polarity sunspot cores getting closer together. We have lost a little bit of magnetic field complexity in this big Sunspot Group 4114 over the past 24-36 hours. But if those two come together, we could see renewed really big flare activity. And you'll notice through this entire video.
And that's what we got. This video was 4 days ago. We just got hit with that 1.9 X flare what was that, on the 19th? Yeah, Juneteenth, nigga. We just got, so he was right. He predicted that shit, nigga. As soon as them bitches merge, nigga, next thing you know, we got hit with a big ass X flare. And that bitch, ooh, I'm telling you, it's gonna get higher. We're gonna, as we get deeper into this solstice, nigga, we're gonna see the X flares get higher and higher. We're gonna see 2.0s. We're gonna see 2.5s. When it starts reaching, I believe when it starts reaching past the 2.5, we're gonna start having technological issues on Earth. Internet going out constantly. phone services is going out, like reception and shit. Excuse me. Ooh, damn. Certain websites not coming up no more. Banks malfunctioning. We gonna start seeing that shit. But then they're gonna try to hurry up and put on their legacy news networks, Cap News Network, CNN, BBC, big bullshitting capping, ABC News, always bullshitting and capping. Then you got MSNBC, if I'm correct, MSNBC. Motherfuckers stay needing the bullshitting cap. You know they legacy news networks, niggas, they gonna hurry up and get on there and be like, oh, we're getting hit with cyber attacks. That's all they gonna do, cuz.
Video, that really kind of electrical activity we see has not at all stopped or slowed down. So Sunspot Group 4114 is still very, very active and alive, and it's not the only sunspot group that's been flaring on the sun. We've also had some significant solar flares from the western limb here from 4105. Actually, that launched some pretty significant solar storms out into space. To the west, that would be like towards Saturn and Neptune.
So look at this. And realistically, see, I'm glad. Oh, I'm so glad. This is a game too. I think this is this might be a thing that he's using. There's a game. There's a game called something Sandbox, Space Sandbox or some shit like that, bro. And you can like actually perform events with the sun and you know, other planets or Earth. You feel me? But you can like basically like simulate. I think it's called Space Simulator. I think that's what it's called, Space Simulator or Space Sandbox, something like that. But it's a game though. But you can literally simulate the same events that the sun is doing right now to see what will happen further, you know, in the future, or you know, potential things that could, you know, happen if we was to get hit with these simulated events in that game. So like you can literally make the sun simulate the same behavior that the sun is doing right now and let that keep going and see what happens to the Earth, and then you're gonna be like, oh shit.
Neptune at this moment in time.
But I'm gonna go back to, I wanted to
space to the west. That would,
whoa, hold on, what's that object right there? What's that?
Actually, that launched some.
They gonna try to say that's Venus. Ain't no way that's Venus.
Pretty significant solar storms out into space.
There is something out there with the sun, bro. There's some second big ass object out there with the sun, bro, that they not telling us about.
Space to the west, that would be like towards.
So yeah, this is what this too. I'm glad he pulled this up.
Saturn and Neptune.
From an astronomical perspective, yes, this does look like this would be far. You feel me? But from an astronomical perspective, gang, this is not far. We're not that far from the sun. Like, look, this is how close we really are to that bitch. You wonder why you feel that bitch instantly on your neck. Niggas be like, it take 8 minutes for some shit to travel to the damn to Earth. Space time and space works completely different. And I'm gonna pull it up, right? We're gonna pull it up, right? What is space time? Space-time in physics is a unified concept that combines 3 dimensions of space, length, width, and height, with the dimension of time into a single 4-dimensional continuum. So space-time, and it's a real thing. So 4D, 5D, all that shit is real, gang. It's a fundamental concept in Einstein's theory of relativity, which revolutionized our understanding of gravity in the universe by showing that space and time are not absolute but are interwoven and relative to the observer's motion. So whatever the observer is seeing in motion. Space-time as a continuum. Instead of viewing space and time as separate entities, space-time treats them as a single interwoven fabric. This continuum has 4 dimensions. 3, yeah, we just read that. So let's see. Here we go. The concept of space-time has profound implications for our understanding of the universe, including the behavior of objects in strong gravitational fields like black holes, the expansion of the universe, and nature of time itself. In general relativity, massive objects, and here we go right here, gravity and space-time. In general relativity, massive objects warp the fabric of space-time. They're literally warping reality, basically. And this warping is what we perceive as gravity. But I beg to differ. I'm not no fucking certified quantum physicist or physicist or anything, but I do like to say it is not. I don't think it's gravity. I think it's the sheer electromagnetic field. It's the because you gotta remember the universe itself is an electromagnetic field. Look, here's the Earth. You know, it's warping this shit. You know, when they show you this shit right here, The whole universe is a grid, energy grid like this. And when anything that's around with a very high electromagnetic field like Earth or any other celestial object, it has weight. You feel me? It still has some type of atomic weight to it, where it warps the reality around it, known as space-time. So this is why they showed you in Interstellar, and when the dude went to the black hole, 1 year, 1 hour, it was a planet. No, my bad. It was a planet they went to that was close to that black hole. And for every hour that passed on that planet was like 7 years on Earth. And it was on that planet for several hours, my nigga. And when he came back, his daughter was the same age as him, because his daughter went from being like 15 years old to like 30 years old, almost the same age as her father when he came back from that mission. And the shit kind of hurt him. It hurt both of them, because he's like, damn, my daughter grown now. I didn't even get to experience all her birthdays and the nigga. I was just only gone for 5 hours. That's how space-time works. It's crazy. That shit wicked. So, that's why I was saying, when they be like, oh, it takes 8 minutes for the rays from the sun to hit the earth. Cap, nigga. The sun's electromagnetic field literally covers the entire solar system to protect it from asteroids and all this other shit and other other cosmic particles. Because the sun has its own electromagnetic field, which means if that electromagnetic field covers all of this shit, this thing is literally warping the shit out of all the. You see this grid right here? I'm glad they're showing the same grid. This sun is literally warping all of this around the solar system, bro. And the time is like sped up too, because for the simple fact the sun is increasing in energy. This is why it seems like the time has sped up tremendously here on Earth. But the sun is when these flares come through though, they coming at instant speeds. It's not taking 8 minutes. They coming at instant speeds. That's why we able to pick it up immediately when the shit happens.
Neptune at this moment in time, they do forecast some flank impacts potentially from those coronal mass ejections just because of how significant they were. And this is also expected to be kind of a weak impact due to the fact that most of it got sent off to the north of the ecliptic plane. But looking at this holistically, we've had a bunch of flares and solar storm launched from here. We've had a bunch of flares and solar storms launched from there. We've also had this plasma filament, a whole bunch of other things kind of happening too. And so in general, the solar wind is really enhanced right now and it's headed our way. This may not be the biggest solar storm impact of all time, far from it, but I think this solar storm impact is going to be more significant than may be modeled. And we'll also discuss how the Earth may respond to this solar storm impact, because that's the other half of the equation. Right now, our ionosphere is at about normal charge. It's not especially supercharged or anything like that. Our radiation belts are right around normal in terms of their flux levels or energy level. And we are
I'm so glad they showed this shit, bro. I'm so glad they showed this shit. I need to find this. I need to find this radar right here. I need to find this fucking radar. Anyways, do you see this shit right here? Okay, you see how Earth is in the middle? Remove that. Just remove that completely. This entire torus field right here is the fucking Earth. This is the Earth right here. And all these different lines and these are different frequencies and realities and shit that are all connected, into this one singularity point right here, where we're experiencing all this different shit that's taking place. You see what I'm saying? And then, if you see right here, some of these lines are getting broken by the sun, so that that solar energy can come in, because when now there's a new frequency coming in from the sun itself. And when it's connected to the Earth, when it's really connecting to the Earth, when it breaks these lines, it's really connecting to the Earth when it's doing that. So it's doing that, and it's coming in. All that solar energy is coming in, which is peaking our consciousness. This is where you get shit like the scumming resonance and shit. The scumming resonance and like brain hurts and shit. Gamma waves, alpha waves. This is where you get that shit from. And we're being hit with energy that is putting everybody's consciousness state on a gamma level frequency, whether it's a low level gamma frequency or a high level gamma frequency. But it's putting everybody on a gamma frequency, so that way everybody can at least be somewhat aware of what's taking place in this reality of domain that we're in.
Around normal in terms of their flux levels or energy.
But this is what the Earth looks like. Look, this shit looks like a tree. You know how a tree goes up and spreads it. This is literally, that's what a torus field is. It's the tree. It's a tree of life. The tree spreads out. You see how it goes up and spreads out? Those are the branches, but it goes out and spreads out underground like the roots. The bottom of the tree looks the same way as the top of the tree. If you was to take a tree out the ground, and trees got some big long ass roots too. If you was to take a tree out the ground and hold without breaking it, nigga, the root, even though the roots don't got no leaves, because their job is to absorb nutrients, water, nitrogen, and shit like that, it would just look like dead branches on one end, and then you got the leaves on the other end. But when trees are dead, even when they dead and they ain't got no leaves, if you take it out the ground, it looks the same way on both sides, bro. Which is a representation of the torus field. Like, nature has always been trying to tell you and show you what we've been living in as well. Like, this crazy
level,
bro.
And we are getting really close to solstice. So in general, we are not predisposed to have the strongest solar storm impact, but if these two sunspot groups get close together, that could give us a very significant explosion on the sun over the next 24, 48 hours. That would still have this be right in that central meridian zone, and that could be a bigger solar storm impact than from these other ones which are currently launching to the north. And so we are right now in a heightened zone of solar activity and space weather that's going to continue out for probably like the next week or so. We do have a new active region also rotating in from the far side of the sun, and so that could undergo some significant solar flux just like 4114 did, continuing this period of heightened space weather activity, which is what I'm forecasting based on planetary geometry. That really...
Oh shit, this thing got astrological charts going on. Next long range space weather forecast. I'm gonna read this shit for us. Next long range space weather forecast is... Yeah, because that thing blocking it. Is for June 21st on the summer solstice. And just before the Jupiter Cazimi, check out this planetary geometry. Grand trine between Pluto, Mercury, and Mars, and Uranus and Cetina, paired with a grand cross involving Earth and Moon, Saturn, and Neptune, Jupiter. That Saturn-Moon matrix, that shit being broken down. This is why the Saturn-Moon is being aligned in a lot of these powerful astrological events, is because it's breaking down that frequency of the Saturn-Moon matrix. This is why they got the black box in Mecca and shit like that. You see a lot of black boxes and shit around the world because that's a representation of the hex, the cubic hex that's on top of Saturn. There's a hexagon on top of Saturn because there's supposedly a storm at the North Pole of Saturn that's so vicious, and the winds are so fucking fast that it's literally creating a hexagon shape on the top of Saturn, and it looks like an eye. It looks like an evil eye too if you look at it from above. As a matter of fact, let me show y'all that shit real quick. Hold on. Saturn hexagon. Let me show y'all that shit, right? Here it is, right here. This is what it looks like. Looks like an evil eye, don't it? It shit like an evil eye. I promise you that. Ooh, this is a GIF. They actually got footage of that bitch spinning. What the fuck? Someone flew out that bitch too. I seen that shit. Anyways, so yeah, that's the Saturn hexagon at the top. This is where you hear the shit about the whatchamacallit, the black box. Let me see if I can like find the black Saturn. Yeah, black cube, the black cube. You feel me? You see shit like this. Saturday is named after Saturn, the sixth planet. Saturn also has 6 letters. It is the 6th day of the week, and it has a 6-sided polygon on this North Pole, 666. You know, niggas just trying to, and then you got these black cubes all around the world: Australia, Denmark, Manhattan. I can't see that Cetina, and then you got the one in Mecca and shit like that. The cross unlocks it into a cube, and that's what it just mentioned in there. He said the grand cross involving Earth, Moon, Saturn, and Neptune and Jupiter. There's just a lot of shit that ties into. Oops, I don't went into AI mode. My bad. But I also want to pull this up, right? Saturn's hexagon, a striking, persistent hexagonal cloud patterns that surrounds the Earth's planet North Pole. It's a massive atmospheric formation, which each side roughly 14,500 kilometers long, and is characterized by strong winds reaching speeds up to 320. So yeah, this is a strong ass storm basically that's just going on at the top of Saturn. But these planets themselves hold energy. When we start talking fallen angels that control the air and the ethers and the planetary bodies and shit like that. You know, and you can look it up. Planets actually emit frequencies that can come to Earth, and these frequencies can interact with the water molecules in your body. You know, because we know water is a translator between the spirit and the physical realm. So it says, and again, Mercury and Mars. Wow. As J.H. Nelson keenly identified, Mercury is the activator. And this was nicely demonstrated with the G3 storm that hit today, May 29, 2025, just hours before the Mercury Kazemi. And here Mercury is sweeping quickly by Mars and activating the entire setup. Venus is also involved with a sextile to Earth and a trine to Uranus. And semi-sextiles connect Venus, Saturn, Eris, and Uranus. That word is just crazy, bro. And Uranus together with Pluto and Jupiter also participating, but slightly further out in orbit, 5 degrees. With a setup like this, I would say a strong magnetic storm is likely, but time would tell, as nothing is guaranteed. But indeed, we did get hit with some strong shit, and we're supposed to get hit with some more strong shit in the next like 48 hours, bro.
Really clicks in on June 21st. I think a strong magnetic storm is likely right around that zone, but it continues all the way out to the end of June. So a lot of activity from our sun. We're going to do a complete breakdown in this video. Let's get right into it.
Fire in the hole. Would this make you buy a Ridge wallet? Hold on, let me explain. This is Daniel and his dad, the founders of.
And let's now zoom in on our 131 angstrom imagery of the sun, which shows these solar flares really nicely. So we can see these really big explosions on the sun, many times the size of our Earth. And so you can also notice that electrical activity, that buzzing.
So yeah, you know, that's basically, that's, what's his name? Stefan Burns. You know, I be keeping up with his shit. Just watching, because you know all he doing is recording the sun, and he be recording the events that's going on Earth. You know, with the volcanoes, earthquakes. You know, he be keeping up with all that shit, and you know, tying it in with the sun. You feel me? I was like, okay, yeah, there is people out here that's aware that, you know, the catastrophic weather events we're seeing on Earth is tied in with this peak in spiritual, not spiritual energy, just peak in electromagnetic energy in the sun. Let me see.
Planet Earth is a mysterious.
Oh, my bad, y'all. But yeah, it's been cranking up, gang. It's been cranking. Not to mention the ice caps is melting. Oh, excuse me. The ice caps is melting like a motherfucker. And so we finna see a lot of shit that's under that Antarctic ice. And remember in my last live, they detected a signal under Antarctica. They detected a radio signal under Antarctica. So there's something under there. And, you know, as this ice is continuing to melting, a lot of things that's under that ice is going to start coming out. What's under that ice? We just know that Antarctica did used to be a tropical environment, a tropical landmass where there was a bunch of wildlife there, and possibly, who knows? Maybe Atlantis never sunk it. Maybe it was frozen. Well, I don't know. You know, just something to throw out there. But here we go right here. I want to show this too.
Summer is not even 12 hours old, and we're already bracing for the season's first heat wave. Dangerously hot conditions and record-breaking temperatures.
I told you. Look it up there. Look at Michigan. I told you they finna start seeing 100-degree weather in the north too. 100-degree weather in the north is dangerous. Them niggas not used to that shit. They so used to the cold. So when they get shit like that, that's a traumatic shock on their body. They don't even know it. They so used to that cold up there, and a lot of people used to being in their house all the time and not getting no sun. When they start feeling that shit, boy, that's gonna be a traumatic shock on their body, bro. But niggas in the South, they used to that shit, especially niggas out there in the West. Nigga, they be get that shit daily for them.
Temperatures in triple digits will leave much of the country sweltering this weekend. The hot temperatures are set to kick into gear tomorrow and last throughout the work week. Allie Bauman is following it all.
Damn, nigga, who live in the north? Detroit, 102. Chicago, 102. Columbus, 103. Baltimore, 113. New York, 106. Damn.
Allie, good morning.
Michelle, I'm happy to be in here and not outside because even this early in the morning.
Hey, well, we know.
you can already start to feel it. And since we've had a relatively mild end to spring, experts warn this spike in hot weather is all the more dangerous because our bodies are just not acclimated yet. The Silver Sneaker Sculpt class in Nassau County, New York often powers through hot days, but even they know their limits.
Hydrate, 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 because you don't realize that you're sweating that much when it's that hot, you're moving.
Man, them old people better go, man, y'all better chill. Like this, like I understand y'all be trying to still get out, do y'all workouts and shit and like that, but y'all gotta be careful too. Y'all bodies is not built for that, bro. Y'all be out there and collapse quick from a heat stroke. And women be having like heat flashes and shit like that, no matter how old they is, nigga. Like, come on now, like y'all better be get hydrated. And water not just gonna, I be telling niggas, water not just gonna hydrate you. You gotta get some watermelon juice. You gotta get them juices, them fruit juices, nigga. Them smoothies and shit. When you eat them, or just eat some fruits, nigga, that's where you really gonna get hydrated at. Because when you drinking water, or if you gonna drink water with some salt in it, so you at least get some electrolytes. Cause salt, you know, salt has some potassium in that motherfucker. So at least you getting some type of electrolytes. Notice they call them electrolytes. Electrolytes is potassium, your magnesium, your manganese. What's some other metals in the body? Iron is a heavy metal. You do need a little iron, but not too much, or because you know iron is such a heavy metal. Let's see. What's another? Potassium, copper. That's another one that you mainly need. Like all that shit is they called electrolytes. You feel me? Because these are the needed metals in your body that keeps the electricity running in the spirit basically running in your body. You feel me? You know, a lot of metals contain electromagnetic properties. So, you know, when you getting these electrolytes, it's keeping your body electrically charged. Electrical light. Basically, that's what it sounds like to me. Electrical light, nigga. So you need this electricity in your body to keep yourself charged up, and you can get that from the fruits, or you know, just drink some mineral water, some water with like some salt in that motherfucker, so you get some electrolytes, my nigga. So yeah, nigga, y'all be cat. That's what I be saying. Stay hydrated in this shit, not just from no water, nigga. Not just from no water.
You don't realize that you're getting dehydrated, and it can happen quickly.
Some random dude, he said it's dead ass 90 in Ohio right now. Sheesh. It's like, hold on, let me check my shit real quick. I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy. We like a cool 87 right now. But it's gonna get like 90. It's gonna get like 90 degrees in like 2 more hours though. But yeah, out here we at least 90 degrees every day. Our UV is always 11 or higher, bro. Right now the UV is at 9, but it's gonna be about like a 10 in like the next hour or so.
Millions of Americans can expect stifling highs and suffocating humidity in what's expected to be the first heat wave of the year, with temperatures likely hitting triple digits across the Northeast.
This is not your run-of-the-mill hot summer week. It's truly not.
Since the Minnesota Twins are supposed...
But see, we had many heat waves like this in the past. The reason why they pushing this it's because of them UV rays. The UV rays that's coming with this heat. The sun gonna always emit heat. It's just there's a lot of UVC on the ground that's making the heat even more potent. And it's like I said, I believe they downplaying these numbers, bro. Because even though it say 87 outside, if I go outside, nigga, it feels like 100. It feels like 100. I'm not gonna capture. And especially when that X flare hit, the day before yesterday, especially when that X flare hit and I was outside, I was like, oh, I really feel it feel like 110 out here or something. So I really feel like they playing with the numbers, bro. But the reason why they telling niggas like, oh, this ain't your average heat, nigga, because it's them UV rays, nigga. Them bitches really hitting on the ground now with this new sun, bro. The sun has went from gold to white. I don't know how the fuck that works. I remember in my younger years, nigga, as a youngin, waking up and going to school, nigga, the sun used to be golden. Now it looks more so silver. It's like a silver color, like a silverish white color now. And I'm like, nah, that sun is like increasing in energy, bro. It's like that bitch burning brighter and brighter.
Supposed to play midday Saturday and Sunday, they're loosening the water bottles only rule for any fans willing to sit in the bleachers.
For this weekend only, we're going to relax that a little bit. If you want to bring in a sealed Gatorade or Powerade, something to help you replenish, please feel free to do so.
Doctors warn dehydration and dizziness can lead to heat exhaustion and heat stroke.
heat-related illnesses are a spectrum, and that spectrum starts with just simple dehydration.
The expected heat wave comes after widespread severe storms over the last few days, including a tornado.
See? So how the fuck this heat? What does a tornado have to do with a heat wave? You see what I mean? This is what I mean. Your sun is cranking up so tough. This bitch creating storms. It's a lot of moisture in the air. People don't know how much hydrogen has came back to the planet. Yeah, that nigga Rashad wasn't lying when he said hydrogen is coming back to the planet. Nigga, you will be surprised on how much hydrogen is in the atmosphere right now, creating all this moisture. It's damn near humid in a lot of places right now, even in places where they don't get humidity at, like Nevada and shit like that. Even they getting some humidity now, and they gonna start seeing more storms. That's out of the norm for them. So, like I said, what the fuck does a tornado have to do with heat waves? They just had to show you this shit, huh? So that's what I'm saying. The sun is creating that UV is evaporating that moisture in the air, making it more hot. Cause when I heard Khalid speak on that, I didn't know that shit. You feel me? And I looked in. Well, I ain't even have to research it. He put it up on the computer and showed niggas. So I was like, damn. So that's where you got the extra heat from the moisture. You gotta remember, we live in cities too, with all this concrete. We live in concrete jungles. What does concrete do? It absorbs heat and reflects that shit. So it's just making it more hot, especially if you live in downtown, like downtown in any city, nigga. It be hot than a bitch, nigga, because you got all them big ass skyscrapers and buildings and windows reflecting light and heat everywhere, nigga. So niggas is really being microwaved like a motherfucker. But we live in these concrete jungles. So you got the concrete jungles that's emitting all this heat. You got the evaporation of the moisture in the air that's creating even more heat. Then you got the rays and the UVC itself that's like triple the heat. We're getting triple the heat right now. This is why even when it sometimes when it storm, it don't even cool down. You know how some storms, they cool down. But some storms you get, them bitches don't even cool down. Nigga, it still be hot and it be storming, nigga. So it's like, and them be the worst storms. This is where you get tornadoes and shit from, nigga, where it still be kind of hot, but it still be cranking up, though. The storm still be cranking up. So, yeah, your sun is creating a lot of these catastrophic tornadoes that's happening. And then don't get me started on the hurricanes that's finna start hitting, nigga, because Mexico just got hit with a Category 3, I think, just now. I think that it's done now, but just 2 days ago, I was watching it pop up on my phone. They kept popping up. It kept saying Mexico, such and such Hurricane Eric is now about to hit the south of Mexico and it's reached a Category 3. And I'm like, damn, they down there already getting hit with hurricanes. He said the sun is about to explode soon. That's why there's other suns pulling up. Yeah, facts. Niggas been catching that second sun. And I think there's some other big ass object up there too that we ain't caught on to yet.
Missouri, flooding in Macomb County, Michigan, and heavy rain up and down the East Coast. 15-year-old Yassine Khalifa survived a lightning strike Thursday in New York City.
Woo. A lot of people have been getting struck with lightning lately, bro. That's so odd to me. I've been seeing a lot of cases lately, like even just in this year alone, a lot of people been getting struck with lightning, bro. This like I said, the realm is becoming more electrified, nigga. Shit, when I be outside watching them storms, nigga, I be smoking my blunt, I be watching. And then once I see a lightning bolt get close, like I'll see a lightning bolt strike like maybe like at least a couple, football yards away, nigga. Maybe 20 yards, 30, 40, 50 yards away. Once I see that, I'm going in the crib. I'm like, hell no, you ain't hitting me with that shit. I know I want them flash abilities. I want to be Flash now, but hey, not under them circumstances, nigga. Cause nigga, man, he survived a lightning strike, nigga. Wow, he got them forces with this nigga. Got them
flooding in Macomb County, Michigan, and heavy rain up and down the East Coast. 15-year-old Yassine.
This boy got them forces with him. He survived a lightning strike. Do you know how powerful a lightning bolt is? A lightning bolt is 50,000 degrees hot. That's hotter than the surface of the sun. Apparently, supposedly that's what scientists say. But the surface of the sun is 10,000 degrees hot. This nigga survived a 50,000 degree bomb, nigga, because that's all lightning is. Have you seen lightning strike the ground and hit shit? That should be leaving craters and shit. But you gotta think about it. He dead on. He don't even look like I don't want to say he burnt. He might got scars somewhere on his body or some shit like that. But he damn near look good though. Like once he recover, he gonna be all right. Nothing ain't gonna change. It's not like he gonna. I don't know the depths of this. I might have to look into this. I don't know if he paralyzed or anything. But if he not, if he make a good recovery, he seem like he gonna be good, nigga. That nigga imagine the story he tell his kids, nigga. He gonna tell his kids this shit like, nigga, I got struck by a lightning bolt when I was like, what? They say he was like, what, 17? But yeah, that boy got them forces on his side. He said, since I work 10-hour routes, I can see the sky transformation in its entirety. The sky be all types of dreamy. It be looking insane. Facts. That should be looking like, man, there was one time I was walking home from work. And the way I had walked home, it's like a big ass hill that I come on top of, and I can basically see like the whole city, nigga. And one day, bro, it just looked like the sky was on fire. The sun was setting. It was these weird looking clouds out, but it made the sky look like it was on fire. And I was like, this don't look normal, bro. This ain't no normal sky. So yeah, nigga, the sky. I think that, like I said, as this firmament, aka the magnetic field, aka the ozone layer, whatever you want to call it. They like to put different names on shit to confuse niggas. Once this shit cracks open, nigga, it's already cracked open. We're seeing what the sky and what the cosmos really look like, bro.
Khalifa survived a lightning strike Thursday in New York City's Central Park.
I can see, but I can't talk. I can't move.
Oh, look, he fine. He got an interview? Damn, that nigga got them forces with him, nigga. He got them forces, nigga. That nigga surviving lightning bolts? Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if like 2 or 3 days later, nigga, maybe a month later, this nigga get telekinetic abilities or some shit. But nah, though, that's crazy though. Like, he survived a lightning bolt. You gotta think about a lightning strike. Them bitches, most people don't survive them bitches, bro.
So I'm just kind of locked in my body for a second until I get into the ambulance, and I feel everyone trying to shake me.
Lightning sparked this fire in Wyoming's Bridger Teton Forest over a week ago, and crews are still working to contain it. Warm and dry weather is elevating the park's fire danger level even more. And you can't hear it enough. Drink water and stay out of the sun as much as possible.
No, don't say all that. Don't say all that. The sun ain't bro. I understand it's hot, gang, and them rays hitting, but the sun not killing niggas. How niggas think like, well, I mean, if to those who got them bios, you might have some issues. I'm not gonna cap. To those who got them bios, you might have some issues because them lipid nanoparticles, they being vibrated at a high rate to where when they crack, you feel me, it's gonna let out that shit that's in them spike proteins. It's gonna let out that shit that's in there. You feel me, into their system, and this is where niggas just collapsing and just falling dead from the heat, literally. Panic is niggas. What?
Bomb shelters, secret passageways, gun.
Look at this shit. The news is cracking right now. Panic industry surges as more Americans fortify their homes to prepare for the worst. I wonder fucking why.
Rooms and flammable moats.
He said, facts. I ain't never seen pink skies than the last couple years. Facts. I'm telling you, it's all kind of crazy shit going on, bro.
May sound like the
I'm reading the chat off my phone right now. I have to pull up my phone so I can see the chat for y'all.
Of Hollywood. But across the country, there are parts of some people's plans to protect themselves against the worst. That's according to a recent New York Times Magazine report that chronicles the rise of the booming panic industry. Ellie Rogan spoke with Coralie Kraft.
Why they gotta call it that though? Peep how peep the psychology, gang. Peep the psychology they are using on niggas. They want to call it the panic. So you saying niggas is panicking because bro, it's better to have it and not need it than to not have it and need that shit. It's better to always be safe than to be sorry, nigga. We don't, as the saying goes, nigga, it's better to be safe than to be sorry, nigga. It's better to have, if I got a gun and I don't need that motherfucker, at least I got it. You feel me? To the point I might need that motherfucker. But if I don't got my strap, nigga, and if I don't got a strap, if I don't got a strap, nigga, and I'm like, oh, I don't need one. You feel me? I ain't got one, but then it come a time I need that bitch, I'm gonna be wishing I should have bought that bitch. I should have got that. You feel me? If I know I need to stock up on this much food, or if I need to get this type of generator, like this shit going on, gang. Everybody is putting their money to this shit. You feel me? Everybody putting their money into some type of shit to where they can protect themselves, even if it ain't on a mass scale. A lot of us don't got the money to build bunkers and shit from bombs, bro. The most we can do is just get generators and shit like that for the power outages and food and shit. Not knowing houses can still get blowed the fuck down, nigga. Meanwhile, you got niggas making bunkers and shit at this point. You feel me? They turning they basements into bunkers. So, you know, they call it the panic industry to try to gaslight niggas to make them think they just panicking. Like, no, niggas is not panicking. They know something is finna happen. Y'all know something finna happen, but you want to come on y'all cap-ass news networks and try to portray like everything is okay and under wraps, bro. There's fucking aliens on the earth, nigga. What the fuck do we need to the rent is high, aliens is here, AI is on the verge of fucking becoming Skynet. The government is overran by vampiric reptilians. Like, what the fuck? Why will we not panic? Just like in the movie 2012, when they tell you not to panic, you better panic like a motherfucker and do everything you can, nigga.
Contributing photo editor for the New York Times Magazine.
Courtly, thank you so much for joining us. What's behind the rise in people wanting to prep for some sort of doomsday scenario?
So the people that I spoke with said that there was a huge surge in business post-pandemic and also, you know, in the lead up and aftermath of the recent election. I would say that many of the people who are interested in installing these types of hidden gun ranges and panic rooms and things like that in their homes, many of them said that they were afraid of things like another pandemic, financial collapse, or, you know, even nuclear war.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, nuclear war not happening, bro. I don't care. Something in me it sounds dumb. Just think about it. If nuclear war happens, you will destroy the earth. Nobody ain't gonna be able to live. Even when you come back, and niggas not gonna survive in them bunkers. When nukes get, okay, there's an aftermath to what happens with nukes. One, you have something called nuclear winter, where there's so much fallout in the fucking sky that it blocks out the sun. That's terraforming. That goes back to my terraforming shit, because that's what they were going to do, but they can't do that no more because, like I said, remember I mentioned earlier, a lot of these unidentified crafts been spotted over their sites where they keep all their nuclear warheads. Every government has reported this shit around the world. So, like I said, I believe a lot of they shit been disabled and they can't figure out how to get it back online or, you know, utilize them bitches. So, and even then, right? Let's say niggas do nuclear war, right? This will be dumb because once you release that amount of shockwaves upon the earth, you will indirectly cause super volcanoes to erupt. You will also cause a supreme amount of mass earthquakes around the earth, and you will cause certain fault lines that are ready to snap basically. So when these mass amount of fucking shock waves and earthquakes happen, guess what the bunkers is going to do? Fall in on itself. Just like it said in their Bible, they will go into the mountains and hide inside under the mountains, and will call for the rocks to fall upon them because they dumbass don't know that when you hide in them bitches, you got landslides and like niggas just don't understand niggas don't understand the element of earth and how that shit work, nigga. When that shit get to crumbling and cracking, it don't matter how strong your bunker is. That shit caving in on itself, bro, for real. So nuclear war sounds dumb. So I don't even think your own government, even the ETs, they wouldn't even do that shit. Because they're like, nigga, we still need these niggas alive. We need their energy. As long as they're alive, we can keep usurping their energy at the maximum degree. But if everybody in spirit form, nigga, we can't do shit no more because they can protect themselves and they have free will to say, hey, you can't drain my energy, nigga. So, but as long as we on this planet indulging and intentionally indulging in this society and the shit that goes on in the society, we're literally just giving them, we're subliminally, subconsciously giving them permission, hey, you can take my shit. So I don't think they would do nuclear war. Now, financial and pandemic, yes. Zombie apocalypse, yes. The sun cranking up too damn much, yes. You feel me? This is why they need them bunkers, because it's going to come to the point where the surface is not going to be habitable for, them type of people. You feel me? Them type of people that's on that vampiric energy.
The notion of prepping has been a fascination on the pop culture scene for a number of years now. How do you describe this kind of mainstreaming of the panic industry?
See, why niggas in them bunkers, I ain't gonna lie, I'm living like this. I'm on my Last of Us shit. Nigga, I'm moving around. I'm not staying in one place, nigga. I'm moving around, nigga. If I can go to a spot of land that's good, nigga, and that ain't been touched, I'm there, nigga. Like, coordinates. You feel me? Coordinates. Because once them GPS go out, nigga, we going back to them atlas maps, nigga. So coordinates is the key. But yeah, nigga, I ain't gonna cap. I'm not zombie apocalypse. I'm out here. Now, if it's them World War Z zombies, I ain't gonna lie. Humanity cooked. If it's them World War Z zombies, we cooked, gang. Y'all know that. Who right? World War Z zombies, them bitches run like Usain Bolt. Man, and you know how many motherfuckers in America obese and shit, nigga. A lot of us out of shape and shit. That's why nigga be trying to, I be working on my cardio. You feel me? I be trying to keep up with my cardio for the simple fact, nigga, hey, if I gotta outrun some shit, once that adrenaline kick in with it too on top of my good cardio, nigga, if you ain't getting this, nigga, I'm gone. I'm trying to get out of there, nigga. So that's another thing, like, niggas, this is why it's important to, like, and that's why I say I don't give a fuck about the weight training. Fuck weight training. I'm gonna be honest with you. Calisthenics is really, really sad. I want to try to learn calisthenics, but I don't know where to fucking start. But calisthenics is really where it's at. Them niggas that know how to put one arm on a bar and then hold their body up like a human. They call it the human flag. They able to hold their body straight out without, like, they core strength is fucking, like, them niggas. That's that God strength right there. That's what I'm trying to get. Somebody said panic industry. They got. Oh, my boy CJ said panic industry. They gas and facts. Pink skies every day, and the other half can be an entire different color. It was real bad thunderstorm. I was working in strikes. Strikes were so radiant. Facts, bro. The other day I had seen clouds that look like bubbles, bro. I'm gonna show you. Let me see if I can find a picture of what them clouds look like. Bubble clouds, nigga. That's the only thing I can call them. These shits right here. I seen some shit like this the other day, bro. I think it was like I think last week. I seen some shit like this and it was purple. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what's going on? And then shortly after this, nigga, we had a mean ass storm happen that night, bro. I'm talking about we had the meanest storm happen after I seen these shits right here. I was like, what the fuck is that? I was like, it's like bubbles or some shit. So like when you seeing shit like this in the sky, this is what I mean by the skies is different now, bro. They're cracking open. You feel me? We see this shit. We feel this shit on a day-to-day basis. Like we be seeing some of the craziest clouds that be up in the sky and then like sky on fire, right? I'm gonna see if I can pull that shit up. Like this is how it was looking. Something like this, bro. This is how it was fucking looking in fucking Texas the other day, bro. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm like, yeah, you know, the sky is conducted some crazy displays for us right now, bro. And it be looking like this. On God, it be looking like this too. It be looking purple. It be multiple colors in the sky. Look at this shit. Red, yellow, purple with a little bit of the blue and the green up in there. You can see a little hints of it. But look at that rainbow effect. I be seeing this shit all the time. And I be like, hell no, this ain't normal. That's that UV radiation. This is what that radiation looks like to the naked eye, bro. You see that purple? That's that UVC. You feel me? That red and that yellow, that UVB and that UVA. But that UVC, you seen a lot of more purple now. A lot of that high potent solar energy is coming into the earth, and this is basically our own form of an aurora borealis. It's like the only time you can really see it is when the sun is setting. When the sun set, this is when you see all these different colors of radiation in the air, bro. Because the sun when the sun is high up in the air like that, on top of you, you can't really see shit because all the light is dispersed amongst the rim. But when the sun is like moving off. Because the sun doesn't set, it just moves across the land. That's all it does. It doesn't go down. It literally just moves across the land further off. And now the angle of light is spread and different amongst the land to where you can see other shit in the air because it's bending the light better to where you can see it. And it's not, you know, it's not where the sun is on top and all the light is spread out to balance out the, you know, the vision. You know, the vision of the frequencies that's amongst the rim. But yeah, it's crazy that they call this the panic industry, bro.
And of preparing in this way.
I think that as more and more people are impacted by things like pandemics, by civil unrest and, demonstrations and activism in their cities by financial collapse, as those factors hit a wider and wider population, it makes sense to me that more of us would be interested in this type of, what can I do in the event of a disaster scenario?
Damn, boy, that boy got them Counter-Strike guns in there, nigga. That boy got them Counter-Strike guns. That boy got that, he got that AWP. That boy got them M4s, nigga. That nigga got that, he got them shotguns with them hunting rifles.
Or a doomsday scenario.
He got them Fortnite, Call of Duty, and them Counter-Strike guns in there. That shit crazy.
People in the middle class you report on are becoming more interested in this. These companies are getting more calls from people who don't have millions of dollars, but they do want to invest in some ways to, as they see it, to protect themselves.
Damn, nigga, you got niggas that's broke. Nigga, you got niggas that's broke calling these niggas like, hey, nigga, y'all got a payment plan y'all can put me on or something, nigga, so I can get one of them protect. Damn. Hey, this is good business for them. Hey, y'all better put them payment plans out, nigga. Hey, I'll get one, nigga. But no, for real though, niggas is out here calling. They ain't even got the money for it and still calling up these companies that provide these doomsday preparation kits or bunkers, and they letting niggas know like, hey nigga, I need that shit. You feel me? Can you put me on payment plan or something, nigga? I ain't got millions of dollars, but hey nigga, let me get some of that. You feel me? So that's crazy. You got niggas in the middle class. A lot of people in the so-called middle class is becoming more interested on trying to basically get them some doomsday preparation, bunkers, nigga. That is crazy.
But they do want to.
He said, if you're trying to learn calisthenics, you should start with push-ups and pull-ups. Bet. I need to figure. I know where to go to do some pull-ups at. I know exactly where to go. I'm about to say I don't got nowhere to do pull-ups at, but I know where I can go. Yeah, calisthenics is that shit true strength though. I truly believe. Like, I'm not knocking nobody in the workouts, community or whatever. That do they weight training, don't get me wrong, niggas that do weight training, they tanks. It's like different archetypes when it comes to, training and strength. You got the niggas that's like tanks, and then you got the niggas that's like, they like basically built for endurance. I don't know how to explain it. Like the niggas that do calisthenics, they agile as fuck. Some of them niggas know gymnastics. They know how to do flips and shit like that, and even at them strong ass sizes they at. So, but niggas that's like full on working out weights, you feel me? Bench pressing, squats, deadlifting, curls and shit like that. Them niggas, they making their body like tanks. Them niggas, if they not using steroids, them niggas be like tanks. You feel me? Nigga get shot by some bullets, nigga. Them bitches might not hit as hard as the nigga think they is, cause they body literally built for. They tearing their muscles to become back stronger like iron. But when I look at niggas in Africa though, like niggas out there in Africa, them niggas be like 6 foot, 7 foot. They don't be swole, but they be cut and they be agile as fuck too. They calisthenic, it's like they do a little bit of weight training, but they do more calisthenics too. So that's why I say it's something about calisthenics, like that's true strength. Like calisthenics is like, let's say if I've been training in calisthenics for 7 years to the point, basically I can carry a full grown woman on my shoulders up a mountain without getting tired. That's calisthenics. Or let's say I'm on I fuck around and slip off a ledge or something. I'm like 100 feet in the air, bro. But I've been training in calisthenics. I can hold on to that ledge and as well use my core strength to bring my other hand up and pull myself back up to keep myself from falling. The average person can't do that, bro. That take core strength. So that's, I'm like, man, I gotta learn that type of shit right there, because that shit, what? Boy, body gonna be crazy. Nigga be doing some of the most unbelievable shit. So that's what I mean by calisthenics. Like that's where that type of shit come in at. Cause like the average person, if a nigga like right now, if I was to fall on the ledge, nigga, maybe with adrenaline, nigga, I could, possibly save myself. You feel me? Cause I got some kind of core strength, but not to the degree like some of these niggas out here, bro. But if I was to fucking be stuck on a ledge, I'm cooked, nigga. Without them calisthenics, cooked. You feel me? Adrenaline might be the only thing that saved me. You feel me? For the average person, the adrenaline might be the only thing that saved you. You feel me? But if without that adrenaline, nigga, if you had calisthenics, you could just fly your ass back up there, nigga. That's easy. So yeah, the pull-ups. This is why you see like niggas that's in strength training, they can't really do pull-ups like that because they don't work on their core strength. They don't work on their core strength. They core. You feel me? So yeah, all that shit come into play. You feel me? And that's why I'm like, I want to get into. I don't want to just train on weights. I was like, cause I don't want to get big. You feel me? I want to be muscular, but I still want to be like skinny though. You feel me? I want to be like a slim muscular, but my muscles is like real ripped still and they tone. Like you looking at them bitches like I look like Bruce Lee type of deal. You feel me? So I'm like, if I want to do that, that'd have to be calisthenics. But bro said push-ups and pull-ups is where to start. He said, me personally, I do weightlifting and calisthenics. Okay, yeah, you mixing both. So you're gonna be one of them superhuman niggas that, taking bullets and can do flips and shit while you big as hell on some Broly shit. You know how Broly in Dragon Ball Z, even though he was big as fuck, that nigga was still instantly popping up on niggas and face grabbing them. You gonna be one of them niggas.
Invest in some ways to, as they see it, to protect themselves.
That's completely right. Yeah. So, there are bunkers that are prefab and might cost someone $20,000 instead of $100,000 or $10 million.
They got them cheap bunkers for niggas. Ooh, they got them cheap bunkers for niggas. So they do got payment plans. $20,000, they can put you on a payment plan for that. Niggas be getting $20,000-$30,000 cars and paying $500 car notes with $300 insurance and shit. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they got payment plans for that right there.
The people that I spoke with said something like, the bunkers that I'm selling are for people who have $20,000 to spend, not $200,000. They make $60,000 and drive a Chevy pickup truck. They don't drive a Ferrari. They don't drive, fancy cars and things like that.
What do we know?
So basically, he said, now we sell a bunker that's only $20,000. Hubbard said they're for guys making 60. So he's selling to niggas with the average life. They're for people making $60,000 a year and they drive a Chevy pickup truck. The average niggas I be seeing out here in your day-to-day life. Payment plans, nigga.
$1,000. They make $60,000 and drive a Chevy pickup truck. They don't drive a Ferrari. They don't drive, fancy cars and things like that.
What do we know about any correlation between the amount of money you have to spend on one of these things and your chances at actually surviving some sort of cataclysmic event?
After speaking with several people who are in this industry, I think that there are certainly some clients who are thinking very actively about exactly how they will survive, the event, they call it the doomsday event. I think that also a lot of them are living in the anxiety of the now rather than the reality of the future, if that makes sense.
It does. That's really interesting. But you've seen some very extravagant lengths.
They didn't answer the question. She didn't answer the question. She asked her, this is what she asked her, because I just heard a bunch of bullshit come out of her mouth when she said that shit. See, I be paying attention. She said, of these things, and she said, hold on, what do we know about any correlation? So what do we know about any connection between the amount of money that you spend and your chances of actually surviving? So she's like, if you spending $20,000 on this motherfucking bunker, is it really worth the $20,000? That bitch started talking about some other shit. That's the shit I be talking about. These niggas be on these news networks just bot it up, nigga. I actually support her. I'm on her side. You feel me? I'm glad she asked her that question because I'm like, okay, if niggas spending $20,000 on these bunkers, is that shit worth the $20,000? Is that bitch worth the? Can it survive a nuclear explosion? I want to know that. Can it survive what you would call a bunker missile? The shit that's a bunker buster. That's what it's called. The shit in Call of Duty Warzone, the bunker buster that you call in and they go underground and they blow the niggas up that's trying to hide underground. Yeah, you got bunker busters too. This is why I said these underground bunkers is not gonna go how niggas think it is. But she asked her this, and then she asked her, what are your chances of surviving something like this, spending that much money, nigga? Like, that's something a black person would ask. This is what she said. Listen to what this bitch say after she asked that.
Chances at actually surviving some sort of cataclysmic event.
After speaking with several people who are in this industry, I think that there are certainly some clients who are thinking very actively about exactly how they will survive, the event, they call it the doomsday.
I'm just hearing bullshit. She said there's some actively thinking about how they would survive. No, we need the direct answer from the owner that made these bunkers. Are these bunkers destructible worthy? Are they worthy to withstand a lot of destruction? We need a yes or a no. We need the chance. We need ratios. We need an 80% chance of survival, 20% chance of survival, maybe 50%. We didn't hear none of that. We just hear her talking about, oh, they think about it. You know, the event that they call it. I'm just gonna skip through this shit. She said, that, oh, hold on. She's like, the event they call it the doomsday event. She said, I think a lot of them also are living the anxiety of now rather than the reality. Like, that didn't answer shit, you oblong head bitch.
Of the now rather than the reality of the future, if that makes sense.
It does. That's really interesting. But you've seen some very extravagant lengths that people are going to. I know you are limited in what you can disclose about some of them, but describe what you saw on the higher end of this industry.
There's a location that I cannot reveal, but it is in the upper Midwestern United States, where an individual and his family have decided.
That's somewhere in Arkansas, Idaho, maybe Wyoming. You just gave the location up, to be honest with you.
Decided to build a compound for themselves that is a fortified home surrounded by a moat, and that moat can be lit on fire at will by the home.
What? This nigga on some Minecraft shit. On God, that's some shit you do in Minecraft. When you're trying to keep the mobs out your house, you're trying to keep them creepers and zombies, you build like that little pit. You build like a pit going around your house and fill it up with lava, and then you put like a bridge where your door at so you can just walk through and then the zombies can't get through and shit. And they just fall into the lava. That's what a moat is. He has a wall, but he's also, I think it's this shit right here. The moat. I think. And he's surrounded by water. It's surrounded by water. This is some zombie shit. This for zombies. This ain't for no fucking war. This ain't for no nukes. This for zombies, nigga. I'm telling you. This for zombies. And then you can lit it on fire at will. Why would you need to light it on fire at will? What, if it's too many zombies surrounding your shit that managed to get across the water?
By a moat, and that moat can be lit on fire at will by the homeowner. There are cannons on the property that will distribute a flammable liquid across the surface of the moat. There is also a tunnel leading to the property that essentially functions as a giant microwave, and it could heat up and, in theory, stop any unwanted intruders.
Wow.
Are there any ideological...
This nigga got a microwavable tunnel. So if any niggas was to find this tunnel and get in there, he can just basically cook them niggas like Hot Pockets. Wow.
Similarities that you picked up among the people investing in these measures that would indicate, a similar school of thought on theological similarities.
Another good question. Another good question. Listen to this question. I'm gonna play it back. That's another good question.
Intruders.
Are there any ideological similarities that you picked up among the people investing in these measures that would indicate, a similar school of thought on the animating issues that they're talking about, like climate change, like the economy, like civil unrest?
I would say that the commonality is that they're all driven by a very strong need for peace of mind. There are certainly people who did say that climate change is a concern, but when it comes to thinking about climate change, it's not necessarily that they are someone who believes in climate change as a holistic concept. It's more that they have noticed that there are more tornadoes in their areas or more extreme weather. And, I think that financial collapse, certainly, especially for some of the wealthier clients, that is something that is very top of mind for them. And the pandemic, as I said, really impacted people of all
zombies,
all income levels,
and the sun. They're not gonna mention that though.
The commonality of that experience is something that is broadening the market, I would say, and kind of leading, at least in part, to a certain.
Y'all gotta remember, a lot of these millionaires, all these people is on social media, so they seeing all this shit on social media with the fucking They seeing all this shit on social media with the damn, conspiracy theories and all this shit that people are posting and talking about. The events that niggas is, you know, prophesizing and I wouldn't even say prophesizing. Niggas just see the context clues in society that's leading up to this consequence. And niggas just calling that consequence out before it happens. That's all it is. You know, and a lot of them are seeing that, and they seeing a lot of shit on the internet that's got them building these bunkers. They not gonna tell you nothing about the solar storms, and then they not gonna tell you nothing about a potential zombie apocalypse, and as well as the fucking you know, I will give them that though. The weather's cranking up to a degree like no other, but they're not considering earthquakes could collapse these bunkers from the inside out, and I don't think they're ready for that. There's one more thing too that I want to show y'all before I get out of here. Let me go to my Instagram real quick. But you know, me personally though, just sit back and get your popcorn with this shit. That's all I'm gonna say. Sit back and get your popcorn, and then when it come time for it, be ready to get up on the move. That's all I'm gonna say. Be ready to get up on the move. When the universe tell you to move, move. When the universe tell you to stop, stop, nigga. Yeah, somebody base going crazy outside. My bad, y'all. Hold on, I'm putting in my password wrong and shit. Alright. He said this reminds me of the Fallout video game. Oh God, I played Fallout 4. I gotta actually download it on my PC. I had it on the PlayStation. Fallout 4 is a crazy game, bro. I remember the first time I ran into the Deathclaw, nigga. I was getting my ass whooped. I'm like, what the fuck is this that I'm fighting? I'm running into giant crabs, bro. I think the first set of enemies I ran into on Fallout 4, bro, that I had a problem with was them damn crabs, bro. I was like with my dog and shit, and I seen this trailer. I had to go in and get some health, nigga. Nigga, I come back around the corner and then it's this nigga. This is side quest he wanted me to do to like drain this pit. He wanted me to drain the water and shit. And once I complete it, as soon as I press the button, nigga, like 2 crabs come out the ground and 3 others come around the fucking generator. I don't know where the fuck they came from around the generator, but they just came around that bitch, nigga, and they got the work in my dog. My dog was trying to help me and shit. All you hear is, then that hoe died, and then I'm like, fuck. I'm like, these motherfuckers don't beat my dog. And next thing you know, I'm popping them, but like I'm like, the pistol I got do no fucking damage, bro. Nigga, next thing you know, I'm like, all right, I'm finna hit them niggas with that special. Cause you know, in Fallout, you can slow down time and shit, and then you can like, it shows certain spots that you can select to hit. So I'm finna hit this nigga in his head. So I select that shit 3 times. That shit ain't do nothing. Next thing you know, then they got up on me and hit my shit and threw me in a pit, bro. I was pissed off. I'm like, ain't no way these niggas that strong. I ain't gonna lie, Fallout 4 is funny as fuck, bro. That's a funny game, but it's a good game too, though. When you really look into the aspects of like what would happen after nuclear war, like shit mutating into different creatures and shit, like that shit actually happened. Like if you go look at the Chernobyl incident, bro, like nigga, the catfish in the fucking water are fucking huge. Let me see something real quick. No, wrong thing. Here we go. Hold on, y'all. It's a video I'm looking for real quick. I think, hold on. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Hold on.
E ao mesmo tempo, nós não vamos parar por aí. Já estão encomendados. Bem que eu pedi uma pastilha. Já estão encomendados estudos para eliminar. É muito. Já estão. Eliminamos vários ministérios.
Boy, that nigga sound like the nigga from Black. I'm telling you, he sound like that nigga from Black Ops 2. But yeah, this was some clip that went viral around in May. It went viral everywhere. Everybody seen this shit, gang. This leader, I don't know where this is at. I don't know if this is like in Brazil or something. I need to figure it out. But this nigga was speaking, and something happened to his voice. That nigga sounded like Satan in this bitch. And then I thought it was fake. I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was AI and I thought it was fake until the woman stood up. When that woman stood up and was freaked the fuck out, I was like, okay, yeah, this is real.
Da máquina pública. E ao mesmo tempo. E ao mesmo tempo, nós não vamos parar por aí. Já estão.
Look how she stand up right here.
Encomendados.
She like, what the fuck? Then she look around, she like, nobody else heard that shit? She looking around like nobody else ain't just hear that shit? What? Them solar rays, I told you, them beings that's been living underground, they not gonna be coming to the surface like that no more, cause of shit like this. Shit like this right here is exposing they shits, you feel me? And, you know, but even then, they still gonna have to come up and reveal themselves because it's universal law and they can't keep themselves hidden for longer or else they will face cosmic erasure. And cosmic erasure is basically not existing no more. And that's worse than being, I'm gonna be for real with you, not existing at all is probably worse than any other timeline I could think of. So you will, everybody will want to exist in this universe. So these niggas eventually gonna have to reveal themselves. And like I said, that shit right there, you feel me? It's interesting. Somebody in the comments, D-Stone. Shout out D-Stone for you. He said, seeing the video, he loses his voice. Dude walks up with some pills in his... Dude walks up, hands him some pills. It's what sounds like then... He said it sounds like then he says sugar, the voice comes back amazingly. Remember Men in Black, the sugar water scene? So, you know, he talked about the scene in Men in Black where them niggas, you know, was losing their form and they needed some sugar water. He said just YouTube search up sugar water scene on Men in Black. As a matter of fact, I'll pull that up for you. But everybody in the comments, they shit, niggas talking about they rebuked this shit. I watched the real video. His voice has been edited. Is it true? If it is, let me find that bitch. He said that's what I thought could be so easy to do. How do we find it? Sorry, I don't have the link anymore. I may have to look into it later, but I promise you, he didn't sound anything different than a normal man with a cough. Man, this might be a bot. I ain't gonna lie. That might be one of them CIA bots that they got on the internet. But I'm sorry. But how do you explain the woman jumping up, though? Why did the woman jump up like that? That doesn't explain it. If his voice was edited, why did that woman jump up? Was she edited too? Like, I need to know. Because if it was edited, hey, I'll run with that too. But for right now, he said, I am legend. BO2 facts. He said, and no one puts attention on the fact that the dialogue of Black Ops 2 was for 2025. It's no longer the future. Nuketown Zombies and Transits was like showing a deadly mutation. There you go. And if you know the story about the with the Black Ops Zombies, right? The Black Ops Zombies were actually, put it like this. The zombies were like mutations and shit. But the zombies was the undead that ended up getting taken over by this girl named Samantha. When you really get deep into the Black Ops, especially when you play Black Ops 3, you really find out the origin stories of what took place with the zombies, bro. It has to do with demonic shit. I promise you. When you play Black Ops 3, nigga, they start showing you all of the pyramids in that bitch. The ancient statues of these niggas called the Watchers or whatever. And then the spells that was being conducted on the earth. And then they used this little girl. Notice they got to use little kids for sacrifice. But this little girl named Samantha that they used in order for her to mind control every undead being on Earth and make them zombies. But then the nigga, remember the scientist nigga from Black Ops 1. What's his name? Rick Tofen. The scientist nigga. There's 4 of y'all niggas when y'all spawn in zombies. You got the Russian nigga. You got the American nigga Dempsey. You got the German nigga Rick Tofen. Then it's the Chinese nigga, I think. But the Rick Tofen, he ended up later, I don't know, I think he killed Samantha or some shit. When he went to the moon, he did something where he ended up gaining control over the zombies and taking over the zombies and shit. Like, it's crazy, bro. So, like, I think a lot of this shit got to do, like I said, you know, with pathogens and biochemical warfare. But I also think that, like, a lot of the shit that has to do with zombies is on the demonic side, reanimating the bodies with demonic vampiric forces that strictly feed off blood. You feel me? Because what do zombies do? All they do is feed off of blood and brains. They want brains and they want blood. That's all vampires do, is eat organs, blood, brains, all that shit. So that's all that is. Zombies ain't nothing but undead. The undead, and what is a vampire? An undead entity, a person that's back from the dead, but the only way they can stay alive is by feeding off the blood and staying out of sunlight. So I wouldn't be surprised, you know. That's exactly what we're going to see with people. Like, we're not going to see the undead with, you know how in Walking Dead they show you the zombies, they body rotted in way and shit, they bones exposed. It's not gonna be like that. The human body can't even move if the fucking necrotic tissue is rotted away and bones are exposed. Nigga, the bones gonna be so rotted away the moment they step, them bitches gonna collapse on the first step. So it's not gonna be how y'all think it is, where niggas is rotting away and shit. No, it's gonna be like niggas that look like humans. They look just like us, nigga. But the 1p36 gene has been deleted. The 1p36 gene has been deleted from the sun and the jabs that them niggas had got. And once that's deleted, they lose all train of thought. They lose all train of thought and they go into a cannibalistic and ballistic nature, which mainly you're going to see a lot of people that, like, you know, that got the jabs and they indulge in a lot of carnivorism, basically eating a lot of meat. They don't fast. They don't dive into little fruits and vegetables here and there. A lot of niggas that just strictly eat meat and raw meat. You got motherfuckers out here that eat raw steaks, medium rare steaks and shit like that. They like they meat a little unwell done and still you got motherfuckers that's like that, bro. And it's a lot of people that's like that. So imagine when the food start running short, they activate these frequencies. Everything is all connected. They spreading it out through, like, they using the psyop technique where they spreading out all this different shit that they're doing behind closed curtains to make it seem like it's not connected. But when you start looking at one thing and you look at another, you're like, hold on, I see the thing that's connecting these together. You feel me? So like I said, once they activate these frequencies, and you got motherfuckers that starved out too as well, motherfuckers is gonna go into a cannibalistic nature. When the food is running short, niggas is gonna start looking like, damn, them legs looking good on you right now, nigga. Pause. But that's how niggas is gonna be. Them legs looking, them thighs looking good, nigga. Fry them up. That's how niggas is. You got niggas out here that's really like that. That be like, damn, if we had no food, I guess I had to eat a human. Damn, it's like you wouldn't even eat the grass off the ground. First of all, why would you want to eat another human? You got niggas out here with STDs, nasty ass blood, and mucus all inside they body and shit. That's disgusting. Think about that on the same level for an animal. Like, you know, all this shit, you know, niggas is talking about cannibalism. If the food runs short, boy, ain't no way. I would eat the bark off a tree, the grass on the ground, the poison berries in the fucking woods before I eat another human, for the simple fact, nigga, it's disgusting. I can't imagine the thought of putting human flesh in my mouth. But then again, who's to say we all haven't been given human flesh at this point with the fucking fast food and all the shit that's been around for years and years on end? We still don't know where the fuck the meat is coming from. Who knows? You see what I'm saying? So, you know, all I'm saying is, the live thought, though, the live action of me committing cannibalism could never happen, bro, because I just don't. I would rather eat the grass on the ground, nigga. I would rather starve for days, nigga, or something, die of starvation the natural way, nigga, for the simple fact, you can't do no shit like that, gang. You just can't. You can't. And then, like I said, you do that shit, you're bound to get an STD or some shit, some type of disease, bro. You're bound to get some type of disease for cannibalism. It's proven facts that there are so many diseases you can get, and parasites as well, you can get from cannibalizing somebody, bro. This is where you get stories like the Wendigo and shit, and niggas going crazy and shit and transforming and mutating because they constantly indulging in a demonic energy that's slowly, you know, turning them into something no longer human. Because when you eat another human, you're no longer human. How could a human eat a fellow human? You just got to think about that shit. Do you see ants eating other ants? No. Do you see bees eating other bees? Hell no. Do you see wasps eating other wasps? Of course not. Do you see roaches eating other roaches? You might. I ain't gonna cap, you might, if they hungry enough. But like, to the sophisticated insects, to the sophisticated animals, not the dumb ones, you don't see them cannibalizing each other. I'm gonna just keep it $1.50 with you. You don't see them cannibalizing. You don't see them eating each other or themselves. Humans are the only ones that are known to eat their own species, and that's disgusting as fuck. Especially my people. My people was eating the most during slavery time. I mean, it's still going on to this day. But during the slavery times and shit, you go read the book, The Delectable Negro. I'll put it up for you right here. Delectable Negro. The Delectable Negro. This book right here is crazy. You feel me? But it tells you exactly what was happening to us. Where do you think a picnic is? Where do you think the term picnic come from? Pick a nigga that looks tasty, and we're going to have a feast together at the park We're gonna lynch him, and then we're gonna consume him. That's what they've been doing for years. That's what the KKK and them believe, nigga. That's what they believe. The KKK is the KKK is the Knights of Templars. They're literally a sub version of the Knights of Templar, and a lot of KKK is Freemasons. When you get to a certain level in the Freemason rank, and I think it's on the Yorkish side, not the Scottish side, but on the Yorkish side, when you get to a certain level, you reach something called the Knights of Templar, which is a very high level in the Yorkish rite. So yeah, in the Knights of Templar are the KKK, and this shit been going on, gang. So don't be surprised when that shit starts to come into place, when niggas is talking about, you know, cannibalizing somebody if shit goes to waste. If you hear niggas talking about that, stay far away from them, bro. Stay far away from them. But man, all I gotta say is, bro, we due for a lot of shit, man. There's still some unexpected events that's gonna take place that we don't got, you know, our hands on yet or our eyes on yet, you know, spiritually. We don't know yet. There's some things that could take place we just don't know yet. An asteroid can come out of the sky out of nowhere. We just don't know. You still gotta remember the unpredictable shit that can happen as well. So yeah, you know, World War III is not how everybody think it is. Niggas think it ain't even started yet, but they think it's about to start. World War III has started since 9/11. I don't think people understand that. World War III started when 9/11 happened. When 9/11 happened, that's when World War III started, and we've been in it ever since, bro. I told y'all, World War III is the people against the higher echelon governments. The people against the one world order. The people against the devil. The people against the Lex Luthor, nigga. The people against all the greatest evils that's in Hollywood. The people against all the greatest evils in the political world, all that shit. It's us against them, nigga. That's what World War III is, and they trying to kill us off. This is why they blew up. Did y'all forget? I ain't gonna lie, they Mandela affected niggas left and right. Did y'all forget the Georgia Guidestones was blew up? What was on them Guidestones? What was one specific rule on them? Can anybody in the chat? It's 5 people in here. Can anybody tell me what was one of the specific rules on the Guidestones that the elites wanted done by 2030, nigga? Can anybody remember it? I just want to see if somebody remember one of the rules, bro. It was one of the craziest rules that Bill Gates is trying to push. You feel me? And other leaders is trying to push. I know my live might be a little delayed, so I know I gotta wait for y'all to type in the chat. But I just want to see if anybody remember the rules. If y'all don't, I got you. Just let me know if you don't. If you do, let me know. But if you don't, let me know. I'm just trying to interact with y'all. You feel me? Random dude, I see you. Excuse me. Random dude, I see you. There can only be 144,000 people. It wasn't you right. It can only be a certain amount of people. It wasn't 140. You actually might be right on that though. In an indirect way, you might be right on that. I ain't gonna cap. But on the Guidestones, they said they wanted to get the world's population down to 500 million. They wanted to take 8 billion and bring it down to 500 million. That's crazy. You mean to tell me you're going to try to wipe out 8, like what? Damn, you wiping out like 7 billion people? 7 billion? $7 billion people? Come on now. That was on the Georgia Guidestones before they blew them up. Why were they in Georgia? Because Georgia has a 33rd parallel. Georgia's on the 33rd parallel, so they built that out there to usurp that energy. But they still don't know to this day who blew up the Georgia Guidestones. There is so many. We finna go back, before I end this, we finna go back over every Mandela effect. Starting with the 2019 Area 51 raid. We starting with that. Niggas forgot about this. We doing a recap, nigga.
A lot of folks are taking the internet-fueled idea of storming Area 51, where conspiracy theorists think the government has aliens on ice, as just clickbait. But it appears the U.S. Air Force is taking these threats seriously. National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin shows us tonight from the Pentagon.
It was a joke, but one the Air Force is taking seriously. A Facebook post, an avowed fake designed to get likes, announced a plan to raid the Air Force base in Nevada.
You're right. That's like 5% of the population or less. Facts. Roast and Rage. Is it a nation full of workers, not thinkers? No, that was Jacob Rothschild that said that. Jacob's Rothschild. He the one that said he want a nation full of workers, not thinkers. He didn't want nobody to think for themselves. Because they don't want nobody to overpower them. They know that there's so many people in the world that could be just like them and powerful, whatever. And they don't want that. They want to keep control over the world because our hell is their heaven. So that was Jacob Rothschild that said that.
Known as Area 51, which is...
Look, everybody on Facebook, they said, let's see them aliens. Bro, this shit was funny, bro. I wanted to go so bad, bro. I really did want to go to that event, bro. I didn't have the funds to get to fucking Nevada, nigga. But I really wanted to go there so bad because I was going to be the nigga to storm up in there. I'm like, y'all niggas scared or something? Man, let me go live. And I didn't even go live back then. Like, I didn't even have this channel or nothing in 2019, nigga. But I damn sure was gonna do something that day and record. And I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna go live, nigga. I'm walking in this bitch. They shoot me down. You know what's up? They got aliens in this bitch. If they shoot me, they got them in here. If they don't shoot me, they ain't got them in here. Let's go. I'm walking straight in that bitch. I ain't fearing no nigga. What? I'll die for that cause. Cause everybody, guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna make the event even bigger. It's gonna make it even bigger and on the news even more. They can be like, a man died actually going into Area 51. Everybody will be like, oh yep, they got him in there. They got him in there. They killed him. That means they hiding something. Why y'all kill him? He ain't had no guns. He was a black man too. They're like, he was an unarmed black man. Why y'all do that? Why y'all kill him? You feel me? So that's exactly what was going on. I would have walked up in that bitch. Ain't no way. Hey, let's run this back. Let's run this back. I want to run this back though. If niggas really bout that, I ain't gonna lie. If niggas got balls and they bout that, let's run this back and let's go up in there for real. Let's see if they will. I think only like 100 people or something like that. Like a couple hundred people showed up. The shit went viral everywhere on the internet. But like still like it wasn't that many people that showed up though. But I ain't gonna lie. If you was to get 100,000 people to show up there, that will spook them niggas. And that's when the U.S. military, you will see trucks, guns, choppers, and everything sitting outside just to make sure them 100,000 people don't rush in there. Mark my word, niggas think I'm lying. That's what I'm saying. If I could just get control over, I don't even want to say it like that, but that's just how the world works, bro. The reason people get money is because they got control over people's minds with the business they got. If they got a business with a good product, people are gonna shop for it. I spoke on this before already. If a nigga got the gift of gab and is able to become the president, the nigga's using it. Guess how he became the president? Money. But also, guess how you have to get that money? Using his brain and the gift of gab to get money from other people and have niggas on his side. Like, it's just, that's just shit, how shit work in the world. On social media influencers. That's why they call influencers. They're influencing people's minds. Then to a certain extent, they have a control on people's minds, nigga. So, that's why I'm like, damn, nigga get control of 100,000 people to do this shit again. Hey, the whole world gonna be shook, nigga. This is what we trying to do. We trying to shake the world. We trying to pressure the government. This is what we gotta keep doing. And don't get me wrong, it's getting there. We need to keep pressuring the government like this. But this happened right before COVID. Because when this happened, they was like, we gotta put these niggas back to sleep. Why they trying to raid Area 51? This is what the government, a lot of shit started popping out then. All these theories and shit. And then niggas was like, let's see them aliens. They can't stop us all if we all Naruto run in that bitch. I remember that bullshit. When this shit happened, bro, niggas, the government was like, we gotta put these niggas, like, we gotta do something. These niggas is something going on with the people. And they seem to be rising more in consciousness and questioning our authority more. And, you know, that's when they came up with them buyouts in 2020. We going over the recap.
Alien conspiracy theories for decades. More than 1 million people have signed up for the Storm Area 51, They Can't Stop All of Us event slated for late September, in which the Post declares, we can move faster than their bullets. Let's see them aliens.
They said if we look at that shit, we will all meet up at Area 50. I feel like, bro, if there is aliens, bro, I know for a fact they can tap into our social medias. I know they can. I feel like an alien would do some shit like this, bro. I'm goofy as fuck. So I know there's other goofy niggas out there in the cosmos just like me. I would do some shit like this as an alien. Be like, I'm gonna make this post that's going. I can easily hack the internet and make it go viral on the algorithm. Boom. Niggas is like, we will all meet up at Area 51 Alien Center tourist attraction and coordinate our entry. If we Naruto run, we can move faster than their bullets. Let's see them goddamn aliens, nigga. Let's see them motherfucking aliens, nigga. That is crazy. This was the funniest shit ever, though. This shit, even though they didn't storm that bitch, I wish they would have, because it would have showed a lot of people, yes, they have something to hide. We know they do. But at the end of the day, I'm glad nobody was hurt too, though. And it was a real funny ass event. It warmed everybody's hearts, though. It was funny as fuck. Because it wasn't no brain rot shit. This was really like a strategic way to make people question the government. Like, what is really going on? We kind of getting, like they say, civil unrest. We not civil unrest because of the shit that's happening with ourselves, or and we're at civil unrest, and not even with the shit with the wars. We're the only reason the civil is at unrest because we know our own government is hiding shit from us that could potentially be harmful to us by hiding it. So that's why we like that. So that's why I was like, it was a heartwarming event because, it was funny as fuck, but it was still to pique niggas' consciousness like, hey, pay attention. Like, what is Area 51 about? This shit's still been here for years. You feel me? Ever since the Roswell incident, Area 51 came around shortly after, and this shit it's been weird ever since Area 51 has been here. Niggas is questioning shit. So yeah, this was funny as fuck.
Declares, we can move faster than their bullets. Let's see them aliens. It's been enough to spook the Air Force.
Like, look, they spooked the Air Force. What was they gonna do? Airstrike them niggas? What they was gonna do? Call an orbital? That's crazy. And then they show you this shit. Look, they dropped this 5 years ago. This was in 2019, July 15, 2019. So this was during the summer. This was around the same time. Consciousness peak every summer, bro, because the sun peaks in energy and it gets closer to the earth. But this was in July. These niggas pre-planned this shit 3 months. July? So August, September. So a month in advance, like a month and a half in advance, nigga. And niggas was like, yeah. And then they show you this shit talking about the Air Force warns the public of dangers at Nevada base. Like, you gonna blow them niggas up? That's what you telling niggas? Crazy. Look at this shit.
Aliens.
Niggas calling a kill streak on them.
Spook the Air Force, which doesn't use the term Area 51 to describe the 2.9 million acre live fire training range, the largest in the United States, located at Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada. One of the many reasons Air Force officials don't want people to trespass on the base, they are worried some might be killed. Quote,
yeah, because nigga, one, here it is right here. Any attempt to illegally access the military installations or military training areas is dangerous. Secondly, if you enter in there, they have every right to kill you. They've already stated this. 3, they smart for making it an Air Force base because that gives them the right to airstrike niggas they know that if a bunch of niggas decide to raid this bitch one day, our own people, we have the right to airstrike them niggas because we made it law. We're the government. And people not gonna believe that bullshit, your government. Niggas is gonna, if you do that shit, nigga, every city will burn to the ground. So they smart by making it an Air Force base where they conduct shit like that. So that way, somehow specifically, if niggas wanted to rush in there, kill streak off of Call of Duty. You feel me? That's crazy.
Any attempt to illegally access military installations or military training areas is dangerous. There has been renewed interest in UFO sightings since it was.
Look at that footage. I don't know if this is real or fake, but that's crazy.
Revealed earlier this year, the military has spent $22 million to research UFOs and announced new.
$22 million? That's where your tax-paying money is going to.
New classified guidelines for how its pilots should report them. Last month, the Navy briefed several senators on Capitol Hill about UFO encounters like this one.
That's underwater. Remember, this is So this is I told you they've been talking about this for years, bro. All this shit we see here in the 2020s is nothing new. Look at this shit. First of all, I have one major question.
It's like this one.
Why does this shit say slave on the side? Slave. Why does this say slave on the side? I'm really curious on why they radar says slave on the side. I don't know. Maybe it's a military term or something. Why does that say slave on the side of this shit? Secondly, this craft is this is them catching a craft underwater, and it's moving just as fast as them or even faster underwater, gang. This is underwater. Imagine what it's doing when they get in the air.
From a Navy F-18 training mission 4 years ago off the east coast of the United States, an unidentified aerial phenomena.
You have objects that are doing things.
Look, this nigga been talking about this shit for a long time. Like he's a certified, military official that got, intel on all the secret shit that's been going on. I'm pretty sure this nigga's familiar to y'all. I'm pretty sure y'all been seeing him a lot on Fox News.
Maneuvering in ways without any obvious sign of propulsion.
It's not clear the 1.1 million Facebook followers who said.
Let's not go. Let's recap. Let's recap. Let's recap. Then when we get into 2020, my baby.
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can.
Now to major developments late today in the Kobe Bryant helicopter crash investigation. The preliminary report from the NTSB just in tonight and what we've now learned. Here's Adrian Bankert.
Tonight, the new report on the crash that killed Kobe Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 7 others, including their pilot, who in their final moments told air traffic control they were...
When I say this shit hurt me, bro, this shit hurt. Kobe is one of them niggas, bro. Like, and word on the street, word on the conspiracy theory street, Kobe, the reason this happened because Kobe was apparently about to expose shit about these shots, and he was about to expose some shit about the pharmaceutical industry putting some type of poison in, I think it's opioids, some type of poison in the opioids in the medicine, that was causing harm to people, and he had a lawsuit on that to go against them niggas. And then shortly after this happened, bro. Now, I don't know how true that is, but it's a lot of word going around about this is why Kobe crashed. The helicopter had crashed. Pilot said he was climbing out of the fog, but was descending. And they say they knew it was foggy that day, but the pilot, they say that Kobe still wanted to go even though it was foggy, but I don't think it was Kobe that said that. I think it was the pilot that coerced that nigga, like, I'm a certified pilot, I got you. I flew through foggy weather plenty of times before, and really that was a sleeper cell. I'm gonna just say that.
To 4,000 feet.
Facts. Kobe was a sacrifice to usher in the New World Order. Facts, bro. Cause that nigga Kobe, bro, he was one of them niggas that always worked hard, nigga. He stayed in the gym. He wasn't like Michael Jordan. This is why I always say Kobe is like the #1 greatest NBA player. Fuck Michael Jordan, nigga. Kobe was that nigga. If Kobe would have got another ring, he would have been better. Niggas would have been saying Kobe instead of Michael. Cause they be like, nigga, Kobe got 6 rings too, just like Michael. And he put in more work than Michael. The nigga was always in the gym. He never did no partying, no none of that. He took basketball serious with heart. And that's why that nigga ball hog too, cause he knew he was cold. When a nigga had trash teammates, he's dropping 40, 50 that game. If a nigga had decent teammates, he's dropping a solid 20, 30 because he can finally sit back and relax his body, nigga. But damn, hold on, I think I fucked up my screen. I don't know if y'all saw the alien shit from 2019, but anyways, with this shit, Kobe, starting with 2020, when this happened, this shit broke me, bro. I was like, damn, not my nigga Kobe, gang. Like, what the Black Mamba? It's the reason why he called himself the Black Mamba, nigga. That's Egyptian roots to that. So it's like, to see my baby, go out like this, it was crazy. But yeah, I believe it was the pilot. Like, oh yeah, I flew through this many times before. And then next thing you know, he was like, he don't know I'm finna wreck this nigga into a mountain because I was paid to do so.
In reality, they were falling, according to the NTSB, evidence that the veteran pilot may have been disoriented in the fog. This and other details part of more than 1,000 pages of communications now made public, including text messages sent from the pilot Ara Zabayan, one of Bryant's preferred pilots. The report outlines that those who flew for the Zabayan, one of
do he sound foreign to you or no? Let me know. That name, yeah.
Bryant's preferred pilots. The report outlines that those who flew for the NBA champion had to be thoroughly vetted and on an approved list of pilots, and that the aircraft was required to be a dual-engine helicopter. Leading up to the flight, employees with OC Helicopter and Kobe's driver talked about weather and logistics. The night before, the crew asks, does weather look okay tomorrow? The pilot says, just checked, not the best day tomorrow, but it is not as bad as today. Crews asking again the morning of the crash, how is weather looking? Not as bad as today.
Good evening, KB, Kobe Bryant. Good evening. Tomorrow, Sunday, January 26th, please note requested revised 8:45 heli ready. 9 a.m. departure, SNA, CMA, SNA, N72EX, ARA, driver 1 Gary, driver 2 Robert, full names, weights, given prior, return approximately 3 p.m.-ish. Advised weather could be an issue.
Crews asking again the morning of
copy. Will advise on weather early in the rising weather looking okay. Copy. I'll be at SNA in 30 minutes for a report.
The crash. How is weather looking for a 9 a.m. departure? The pilot saying should be okay. With crew
see it was I knew it. It was the damn pilot
chiming in. I agree. The helicopter wheels up 6 minutes past the hour. Less than 30 minutes later, Kobe Bryant's driver says just started raining lightly here. 15 minutes later at 9:48 a.m., the crew asked, did they land? Their driver responding, not yet.
And just minutes before that text exchange, the helicopter had already crashed. Investigators have yet to determine an official.
That don't sit right with me, man. That don't sit right with me, man. And then let me see. Hold on, I got y'all. First news, nigga. Hold on. Yes, sir. Then this shit came out.
Pros know the pain stops here.
Physical therapy helps me as an athlete.
Now to growing concern.
This is what they called it. Before they called it COVID, they called it the coronavirus. It's the reason why they changed that name.
It's about the deadly coronavirus officially hitting the U.S. Here's what we know. A Washington state resident fell ill after returning from Wuhan, China, where the outbreak
That's where it all started.
began. Officials now say more than 400 people have been sickened and 9 people have died. The World Health Organization is holding an emergency meeting right now. Kena Whitworth is in Seattle, has the latest for us. Good morning, Kena.
Hey, Robin, good morning. So that patient is a man in his 30s. He is in the hospital here behind me. Now, officials are describing his condition as satisfactory.
I'm seeing parallel numbers in the back, 1717. I wonder what that means.
But he will remain in isolation for at least the next couple of days. They will continue to monitor him as well as the healthcare providers and patients he came into contact with after testing positive for the coronavirus.
The first case of the deadly Chinese coronavirus making its way to the U.S. A Washington state man testing positive for the deadly virus. According to the CDC, the man in his 30s flew home to Seattle last Wednesday, infected, but not yet symptomatic. According to officials, shortly after arriving in Seattle, he began feeling ill and reached out to his healthcare provider on Sunday. 24 hours later, his diagnosis was confirmed by the CDC. The man entering the country before federal health officials began screening travelers from the city of Wuhan, one of the busiest transportation hubs in central China, and where the outbreak began.
This is certainly not a moment.
My bad, y'all. Hold on. Y'all see this at the bottom right? Jurors see so-called freak-out videos in Diddy trial. Ooh, boy, we finna look at that.
For panic or high anxiety, it is a moment for vigilance.
This as some 3 billion trips are expected to be made by Chinese citizens heading home to celebrate the Lunar New Year Spring Festival. A reported 7 million Chinese tourists expected to travel abroad. Chinese officials taking every precaution to contain the virus. Workers outside of the local hospital in biosuits. Officials screening travelers as they enter and leave the airport. Our Bob Woodruff is here, walking through Wuhan Airport, wearing a 3-ply surgical mask to limit his exposure to the virus.
The city is now controlling people.
And I ain't gonna lie, they got us with these masks. Do you not know these masks don't filter? When you need a mask to stop a virus, we talking them junks you see in the scientist labs, nigga. When they put on them big ass suits, them the ones that you wear to filter out the air to keep viruses from getting in, you know, from transmitting into your respiratory system and affecting you through the, you know, air, what they call airborne illness. It's airborne. It can go through the air, you breathe it in, and now you got it. That's what they mean by that. So when these masks doesn't stop airborne illnesses because you're still breathing in the air, nigga. And not only that, it can still come in through the side. Like, nigga, they got us. They really got us with that shit, boy. And now let me go to first set of. Let me see.
Two of the nation's largest pharmacy chains kick off a nationwide campaign to vaccinate nursing home residents against COVID-19 today. Walgreens, Boots Alliance, and CVS Health are leading a program in partnership with the federal government.
Sure. Thanks, Mika, and it's great to be here. Right now we are focused on long-term.
Here we go, right here. Here we go. I remember watching this. Hospitals prepare for the first batch of Pfizer's to arrive. The largest vaccination effort in U.S. history gets underway as hospitals in the country are gearing up to administer the first batch. This shit didn't even get started. Now let me Google this, right? How long does it take for a vaccine to be approved? In the early stages of vaccine development, researchers explore their idea for a potential vaccine. Vaccine development often takes 10 to 15 years. So two things. Either these niggas made this shit and had this virus waiting in the cut, and they already was, you know, studying it and shit, so that way they can have this shit. And 10 to 15 years. Think, what's 10 years back from 2020? 2010, or if we go 15 years back, we'll say 2005, but 2010 is 10 years back. So that means they had to been working on that shit since 2010 and was ready to expel that shit in 2020, the beginning of the New World Order and the beginning of the 7-year tribulation. No, my bad. The beginning of the 7-year tribulation was 2023, but you know, the pre-tribulation. But yeah, either they was doing that, you feel me? Or they just said, fuck this, we finna roll these bitches out now because this virus is not real, and we need to get these people with some shit that's gonna affect their DNA in the long run from now, because we're conducting, you know, experiments on our own people to merge them with AI basically. Those are two things that I can think of, because it takes 10 to 15 years, bro. This is on the CDC shit. CDC. This is on they shit, nigga. And it says research and discovery takes 10 to 15 years of laboratory research, usually at a company in a private industry. This is where you get into shit like Bill Gates. He was buying up a lot of the land and shit like that. And this, that, and third. You got a lot of these niggas, these billionaires like Elon Musk and all them. They take their money and they invest in these private industries that's doing these laboratory researches and, you know, for all kind of shit, portals, demons, all kind of shit, bro. So that way they can figure out how they can keep dominion over the world. But this often involves collaborations with researchers at a university like Harvard or Yale, where Yale you have the skull and bones. A lot of people that went to Yale were in the skull and bones, like George Bush himself was a skull and bones. So before a vaccine can be tested in people, researchers study its ability to cause an immune response with small animals like mice. You see why they always experiment on mice? At this stage, researchers may make adjustments to the vaccine to make it more effective. Vaccine effectiveness is more important because it measures how well vaccination protects people against outcomes such as infections, symptomatic illnesses, hospitalization, and death. If the vaccine shows promising enough results, it moves forward to clinical trials for testing in people. They didn't even do no clinical trials. Or if they was, like I said, they was working in this shit in the shadows, and this was something that they were already pre-planning and having set. Let me see. Let me look at that. Let me see. I know they got that. Here we go. You got on the CDC website, preparedness, 101 zombie pandemic. This was in 2011. So I did say 2010, 10 years for this vaccine. Yeah, 2011, zombie, pandemic, Center for Disease Control Prevention, official public preparedness and response, corporate authors. That's these niggas. The CDC has a fun new way of teaching the importance of emergency preparedness. Our new graphic novel, Preparedness 101 Zombie Pandemic, demonstrates the importance of being prepared in an entertaining way that people of all ages will enjoy. Damn, I wish I could look at the shit though. Hold on, is this right here? Yup, they dropped this shit right here. Like I said, they put this shit out here for you. They put it out there in the news. They put it out there in the movies. They do it every way possible, bro. They made a little comic book. So, like I said, this is something that is a blog post made for units of disease control that uses a zombie apocalypse to raise public awareness of emergency preparedness. So yeah, they not slick. They not just finna slide that by us and think this is just that wasn't no bullshit that they was on. But yeah, they rolled these out. I remember seeing this shit. He said these COVID-19 shots are gonna turn those people into zombies. It had already begun. We are in the apocalypse with Wi-Fi. The mask have bacteria in it. Facts. The mask, man, I kid you not. It was this one goddess I was talking to, bro. Bro, I kid you not. Man, I wish I still had the video. But it was this one goddess I was talking to. And she sent me a video, bro, of a mask. And when she zoomed all the way in, bro, there was like a little parasite or something. I don't know what it was. It was like a parasite. But I don't even want to say a parasite. It was like a nanobot worm. That's what it looked like, a nanobot worm. It was real small. She had one of them good iPhones, so she was able to zoom all the way in and see that shit. And she was like, look at this shit. This shit moving. I was like, what the fuck is that? I was like, is it just that mask or is it a lot of them? And she's like, no, I'm finna get another one. She got another one. It was another one in the mask. So I'm like, oh, hell no. What they putting in the mask, nigga? So, that's when, that's why you see people got custom made masks. Niggas had masks that they got custom made, you feel me? And that ain't from the fucking, whatchamacallit. Or niggas was wearing them shiesties. So, something was wrong with them masks, bro. I kid you not. It was a reason why they wanted them on them people, on our faces like that. So niggas can inhale in them nanobots. The mask collect viruses, bacteria, then you put the mask on, now you smothering your face with sickness. Facts. This is what I think. He said, this is what I think, bro. These people don't give a fuck if we get a virus. If there ever is a daily outbreak like COVID or swine flu, it's them experiment on us. There you go. Because that's all they do. We in biochemical warfare.
What a weekend
this is World War III at its finest, right here.
I feel so excited today.
From Friday night to this morning, big news.
It's a big day for all of us in America. We welcome you to CBS this morning because today is the start of the biggest vaccination effort in U.S. history.
And I'm going to be for real with you. COVID wasn't really, this is what made me think it wasn't real. Because I never got tested or none of that shit. Bro, I was homeless around this time. 2020, this is when I was like homeless, bro. I was around other homeless people at the shelters and shit. And them niggas be dirty as shit. You feel me? So it's like, some of them be dirty as shit. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say some of them. Because some other niggas was in there, just like me. They, you feel me, just trying to get themselves back in order. But, yeah, nigga, I remember, but still, though, around this time, nigga, I'm like Jesus, though. I'm still hanging with the bums, nigga. I'm still hanging with the bums that ain't on shit. And I'm hanging with the niggas that's on shit. You feel me? The crazy niggas that in there that got mental issues. And I'm talking to them and shit, too. You feel me? All kind of shit, bro. So it's like, cause nigga, I don't discriminate nobody. You feel me? I don't discriminate. I don't give a fuck if a motherfucker got Down syndrome. I'm not discriminating them. You never know what kind of energy they carry or what information they know, or what kind of spirit, or you got people, you got certain spirits that come to you in these people. You feel me? With these, certain dysfunctions or crazy, mentalities, bro. That's trying to relay a message to you, whatever the case may be. But I'm like Jesus. I'm out there with the bums and the prostitutes. So, being around all that shit, bro, I never got COVID. I'm like, you would think a nigga would get COVID, but I didn't though. You feel me? So I'm like, this shit cap. And then remember when it was jamming the shit number, let's recap. We recapping before I get up out of here. We recapping. Ooh. That shit look like it hurt.
Hi there, you Mr. John Orth?
Ooh.
I am. All right, and we're going to be testing you for COVID today.
This shit make my nose hurt looking at it, bro.
I'm just going to review over the process of what the testing's like. I'm going to stick the swab up each of your nostrils, and we'll spin it around about 5 times to get a good sample, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to have you keep your head back, and I'm going to kind of come into your car and swab at your nose, okay?
Okay.
So like that's perfect. It'll be okay.
They gotta stick that long ass.
Swab your nose, okay? Just a little bit of pressure.
Ooh, wee, nigga.
Okay. I'm gonna go far up the other one.
What they putting in there? They putting, I ain't gonna lie, they putting something in that bitch. What they put, what that, why can't you just get it from the spit? Can't a nigga just spit and you read the DNA or get a blood sample? Like, why they gotta stick some shit up your nose? I never understood that shit. Like, look at this shit. Ooh.
Infections are encountered. Depending on the size of the head, the back wall of the nasopharynx.
Ooh, he going deep in that bitch. I can't watch that shit. Yeah, I can't watch that shit. He going deep in that bitch. That's that alien probe shit right there. You feel me? But yeah, that shit right there, I'm like, yeah, not buying it. But yeah, a lot of crazy shit has happened, you know, since that happened. Then we had the George Floyd incident. You feel me? We had the George Floyd incident, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Please, please, man. I appreciate that. Please. I didn't know, man. Adam knows, bro. Stay here. You take a seat in that car. Yes, sir. In the car. Yes, sir. Not moving. Put your hands behind your back then. I'm not gonna do nothing. Face to the floor. Hey, you come back. Stay in the car. Stop resisting, man.
And they had him on the ground.
Restraint. Hobble. Okay. I'll grab that.
And then he died after that. You feel me? He died after that. Then you had the fucking Atlanta riots that took place. I think it was it Atlanta? Damn, Atlanta held another riot. Damn, where was that riot at? Let me just type in.
Tens of thousands of Americans taking to the streets, protesting the Trump administration.
We just gonna type. We remember how all this. I was in Minneapolis. My bad, Minneapolis.
Hands up, don't shoot! Hands up, don't shoot! Hands up!
The 3rd precinct of the Minneapolis Police Department on fire. Nearby businesses ablaze. This is how the night of May 28th unfolded. George Floyd's arrest and death in police custody on Monday set off protests in the Twin.
It went crazy, nigga. It was riots everywhere in America. I don't think it was just me. I remember Atlanta doing some shit, and I think LA did some shit too. I might be wrong though. But yeah, like everybody started cranking up over this shit because we like, nigga, the police is some bitches, nigga. Then you had the 20. Let me see if I can find it. I might not be able to find it, but we had that 2021 planetary alignment, nigga. Yup, December 12th, 2021. We had that planetary alignment that took place. Damn, what the fuck? Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, everything aligned during that time, bro. And when that happened, a paradigm shift took place with Earth. It was like a counteract to the shit with CERN. Like after CERN had activated way back in 2012, this was a counteract to that shit. You feel me? To like put us back on the paradigm that we need to be on, where we all do rise and reach our ascended states how we supposed to. You feel me? We just going over a recap of everything. 2022 was kind of a blur. 2022 was kind of a blur. It was a lot of shit going on in 2022. I'm trying to see what I can think of that happened in 2022. Oh yeah, you had, was it that? No, I think the Titan submarine and shit.
We begin.
Yeah, it was in 2024. But just to not let niggas get because they Mandela affecting niggas, right? Don't let this shit go over your head. The Miami incident, Miami aliens. What happened? They don't speak on this shit no more.
And now to our number.
You had the Miami alien incident. You had the Las Vegas alien incident. Hold on. You know I'm pulling it up. You feel me? Piece by piece. The Las Vegas, when them shits pulled up in their backyard, nigga, and they caught that bitch falling out the sky on their ring camera. What's good, damn, I think I be pronouncing your name wrong. Oh yeah, my bad. Oh, I be looking at it wrong. No, I don't pronounce it wrong. I look at it wrong. My bad. But peace, I make that a lot. Peace, God. He said, so they let me read it. It was saving all kinds of shit and that they was on the edge of the Q-tips. My wife still make them do that shit. I pray for our kids, bro. They gonna be all right, bro. The kids. One thing I will say with all this shit going on, the kids gonna be, even though they, you know, all this crazy shit is happening with the children, the kidnapping and shit like that, though. Still, these kids gonna be good, nigga, and they got a reality coming to them that they deserve for all this chaos that they had to endure on this planet. I mean, even some of the young teens and then some of the people that's still in their 20s, bro. You feel me? You gotta remember a lot of shit we didn't have control of as kids that took place in this world, nigga, and shit that happened to us, you know, even in our own personal lives and families. But yeah, you know, they're gonna be good, bro. They're gonna be good, bro. Just keep that, you know, keep that protective energy over them, and you know, keep affirming. You feel me? Affirming what you want for your kids, whatever reality that you want for your. But you know, let your kids live their own reality. But you know, a safe reality. You feel me? A safe and peaceful reality is what you want to affirmate for your kids. You feel me? And for them to grow and be bigger and better than you. And you know, just keep doing that, and most importantly, keep putting in that work for them, because that's where putting that blood, sweat, and tears for them, bro. And they gonna be good. I promise you that. But yeah, don't let these niggas Mandela affect us, gang. The Las Vegas incident, we will not forget that shit. But you know, the what was the shit? The shit that they were showing us with the UFOs in the water and shit. Don't let that shit go over your head. Like, a lot of shit they gonna try to make you forget, bro. They gonna try to make you forget, and they gonna try to make you think, oh, that wasn't nothing that happened. That shit definitely happened. That shit definitely happened, baby. That shit definitely happened. Niggas is like, I was just looking on Instagram threads earlier. Niggas brought back up the Miami incident, and it was somebody that said they was there. He said it was transparent niggas that pulled up, and they were like 8 to 10 feet tall, and they kept phasing in and out of reality. I was like, see, everybody keeps saying that shit. Something about 3 beings that pulled up. They was like phasing in and out of reality or transparent, and they were like 8 to 10 feet tall. And he said they came through a portal. Something about a portal. I'm like, there we go. I would try to, let me see if I can try. I don't think I remember my Instagram threads password, but I can see if I can pull it up real quick. But niggas was talking about that shit again. Hold on. Oh yeah, I can't access my threads. Okay, bet. No. That's not what I want to do. Oh wait, here we go. Hold on, y'all. Here we go, right here.
Esta es una llamada de todas las unidades de la ciudad de Miami. Esto es en Bayside ahora.
And then look. Can I pause the video? I don't think I can. Look at that. You don't never see that many cop cars, bro. You don't never see this many cop cars. Look at the cop cars. Look at the sheer amount of cop cars. You've never seen this many units pull up at once. And then across the street over here is black USVs. Over here across the street, you can't really see them. And if he turned back this way, oh God, if he turned back that way, you would see him. But yeah, look at that. Wow. I've never seen this many cops for any situation like this, bro. I don't know that it had to be aliens, gang. It had to be something that was not of this world, nigga, that took place at that mall. Oh, let me see. Can I go back with that bitch? Like it was. Scroll back. Across the street over there. Damn, he ain't. Man, this video. He don't want to look over there, bro. I hate that shit. But like over there, it was a bunch of black USVs that was pulling up. And that was them whatchamacallits, them FBI and them CIA agents. Them niggas had to pull, the men in black had to pull up. So yeah, now here's the nigga right here that was saying, he said I was there. He said I was there. Goddamn. There was transparent men like figures walking he said there was transparent men like figures walking. This is true. The fight they told you about was a big cover up. I tried to take a pic, but the pic always came out blurred. Almost like how old TVs had color distortion. I know exactly what he's talking about. He said whatever it was able to disappear and reappear through walls. This is a fact. They didn't even let people who were in the perimeter of the mall. He said they didn't, niggas that were outside the mall, literally outside and in the nearby perimeter seeing this shit. He said they didn't even let them people leave without going through your phone. This is real information. They were almost 8 feet tall. Everybody keeps saying that shit. Them niggas was transparent and niggas was 8 feet tall. So, like I said, and then they tried to push this off like nothing happened. Same with the Las Vegas incident. They tried to push that shit off like nothing happened. Like we just supposed to forget that shit. That was, even though it was 2 years ago, it felt like yesterday. That shit literally felt like yesterday. We ain't finna forget that shit. At least over here, I'm not. Because, you know, niggas on social media is so used to getting dopamine boost every fucking day. So niggas is addicted to the dopamine of social media. Niggas get that boost and they see some shit. They so burnt out now when they get that dose of shit like this. And then it's easily able to fade away and niggas just forget about it. Like, nah, we over here, we don't forget about that shit, nigga. This type of shit catch niggas' eyes that want to know what's going on in this world. He said the whole police department came out that motherfucker. Facts. Them folks popped in, probably miscalculation the portal and shit. Now, what's interesting is too, I think, hold on, somebody said in the comments, they was talking about if you flipped, they said somebody flipped the coordinates for this mall and it was to Antarctica. The coordinates flipped went to Antarctica. So maybe some shit from Antarctica. Maybe it was some shit. Let me see. Hold on. If you don't believe in aliens, but you believe in God, you a motherfucking hypocrite. I believe in God even though I never seen him. I also believe in aliens even though I never seen them. I get what he mean. If you want to break it down, there's more proof of aliens than there is proof of God. I believe in both. I believe in a God. I just don't believe in the Bible. I feel you, 007 Slady. I feel you. He said, I believe in the almighty powerful God. The Bible is distorted stories about the real history, in my opinion. Do some research about the real history of the Anunnaki. Let me see. Man, somebody in here said that shit. But I remember somebody doing it on TikTok too. There's like, if you flip the coordinates of the Miami Mall and then paste it into Google Maps. Let me see if I can actually do that real quick. Let's see if I can do that real quick. Miami Mall coordinates reversed. Oops. Coordinates for Bayside are, these coordinates can be expressed as, okay. I don't know how to reverse coordinates. I never did that shit before, but we finna try it right now. Hold on, let me go to Google Maps. Paste. So we're gonna paste these coordinates in. Okay, there's the Miami Mall. So if I change this from west, and then I change, do I do it like that and change that to north? What will it take me? Where will it take me? Oh no, that shit took me to Greenland, nigga. That shit took me to Greenland. What the fuck? Hold on. Maybe I change it. Maybe this one was north, so maybe I change this one to south and then the other one to east, maybe? That shit took me to the middle of the ocean. I don't know how to reverse coordinates, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know how to reverse coordinates. Hold on, bro. We gotta go back. I don't know if it's the numbers, bro. What is... Okay, so maybe I do... Okay, so... Hold on, y'all. I think I might have found out how to do it, right? Let me do this. I think I might have just did that, though. Hold on. We finna find out, though. We finna find out, y'all. Hold on. Copy. Then we gon' cut. Then we gon' cut. We gon' bow. And then... And then we gon' bow. Let me see. Nope, that shit's still taking me to Greenland. It's taking me to the North Pole instead of the fucking South Pole. I don't know. I might be doing it wrong or some shit. Who knows? You feel me? Who knows? I might be doing it wrong. Potentially. But I don't think I can do it. He said there got to be a giant underground lab under that mall. Something, bro. He said, "Not on God, shit. Some of the aliens just in human form. Facts." Let me see. I know somebody on TikTok did it. Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay, hold on. One more time. I know I'm. Bear with me, y'all. I know I'm bullshitting a little bit. Hold on. I think I know what I'm supposed to do now. Paste. See, I fucked it up. Hold on. Go back. God damn it. Coordinates. Okay. I think I gotta flip the north to the south. I think that's what it is. Control V and change the north to a southwest. A nigga still not in Antarctica. I got a little closer. I'm on the side of Brazil now, but fuck. I can't get that shit, y'all. Hold on. Let me play this though.
At the coordinates, flip-flop the coordinates, put that in Google Earth, and just to see where it would take me, it took me to the center of Antarctica.
So she got the coordinates to the mall right here. These are the same coordinates that I got too. I was trying to do it, but I couldn't do it.
See her original video first for context.
Wait, where's her original video? If this not the original video, who the fuck? What's her name? You got the original video in the oh. Go check out her video first. Damn, we couldn't find this account. That account is gone. Her account is gone.
Went to the mall, got the...
Oh, wait. Let me see. I think this is her. We in here on a rabbit hole mission, nigga. Yeah, they deleted her first page, I think. Damn, because she has a second page. She's like one of these people that keep up with, you know, keep up with all the shit going on. But damn, they did that. They deleted her first page, huh? Look, Guidestone. Who built the Georgia Guidestones?
To this day, we do not know who built the Georgia Guidestone.
See, I'm glad she's speaking on shit like that. Bring that to attention. What happened to the bitch? But we're gonna watch this.
Went to the mall, got the coordinates, flip-flop the coordinates, put that in Google Earth, and just to see where it would take me, it took me to the center of Antarctica.
Go see her original video first for context. I couldn't stitch with a screen recording. Coordinates to the Miami Mall, 80.1868 west and 25.778 for north.
Interesting. And then they flipped them.
Coordinates to the Antarctic Shield, 80.1868 south and 25.778 for west.
I don't know how they. Oh, here it is right here. Oh, okay. Here's the coordinates down here. I was doing it wrong. So yeah, they flipped it and it goes to Antarctica. So maybe them niggas. And it's to the Antarctic Shield. There's an actual place out here. See, they're showing pictures of it. Look.
Way too coincidental to be a coincidence if you
Damn, nigga, they got land out there in Antarctica like that?
ask me.
That can't be a real picture. I know. Hey, you never know though. You never know. We don't know what the fuck be going on out there. They got pictures of that bitch? Hold on. Antarctic Shield, nigga. Oh god, they got photos and shit. Niggas out there on boats, niggas out there on tents. That's some scientists, nigga. Look at them. Niggas out there, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's food or some shit. Look, they out there on them expeditions. Look at them niggas. They have ain't no way they got buildings out there. I'm confused. They have buildings in Antarctica? Like, is there a part of Antarctica that we don't? So there's a house. These can't be real right here, bro. These can't be real. Now this, I believe right here. Now this, yeah, here we go. Now we talking. Now we talking. Because there's some penguins in the cut over here. Yeah. Look at them bases. These them research bases and shit. No telling what they got out there. Now, if this is Antarctica, this is crazy. There's actual land out there. It's just under ice. Like, no telling what's under all that ice out there. Look at this shit. This is crazy. Frozen water, nigga. Seals. Research shits. No telling what they got out there, bro. So, and then they just, like I said, they just detected. What the fuck? They just detected a radio signal under Antarctica. 18 hours. CNN, Cap News Network. You know they Cap News Network, but they be hiding shit. They be trying to suppress shit. Strange signals detected from Antarctic ice seems to defy laws of physics. Scientists are searching for an answer. Scientists are trying to solve a decade-long mystery by determining the identity of anomalous signals detected from below ice in Antarctica. The strange radio waves emerged during a search for another unusual phenomenon, high-energy cosmic particles known as neutrinos arriving at Earth from the far reaches of the cosmos. Neutrinos are often called ghostly because they are extremely volatile or vaporous and can go through any kind of matter without changing. Neutrinos also come from what? The sun. They don't want to tell you that shit coming from the sun and that UV radiation be going through walls, goddammit. And they not telling you that them neutrinos is interacting with your DNA and is vibrating your DNA into a higher level for the good or for the bad, depending on how you take care of yourself. But it's to those that's stepping in their true nature, remembering themselves, tying themselves into this divinely knowledge, and taking care of their spirit and they soul, nigga. We don't want this shit. No, thank you. These gonna be the people that reap the benefits of these light codes, these new light codes that are now breaking through the magnetic barrier, aka the shield, aka the firmament. So arriving at Earth, but they're saying too though, this is interesting. Far reaches of the cosmos, neutrinos. There are neutrinos arriving at Earth from the far reaches of the cosmos. There is something else out there that's pulling up the Earth. And it's pulling up the Earth, and as it's getting closer, these neutrinos are not able to touch the Earth, letting us know like, hey, there's something out there sending energy to us. It says, over the past decade, researchers have conducted multiple experiments using vast expanses of water and ice. That's why they out there in fucking Antarctica as well. Are designed to search for neutrinos, which could shed light on mysterious cosmic rays, the most highly energetic particles in the universe. Cosmic rays, not gamma, not UV, cosmic. One of these projects was NASA's Antarctic Impulsive Transient Antenna, or ANITA, experiment, which flew balloons carrying instruments above Antarctica between 2006 and 2016. It was during this hunt that ANITA picked up anomalous radio waves that didn't seem to be neutrinos. These signals came from below the horizon, suggesting they had passed through thousands of miles of rocks before reaching. So that means these can't be radio waves. Radio waves can't travel that far, especially if there's something in between. Because anytime when you on the radio and you get out of the city, you start losing connection to the radio studios that are in the city. You know, whatever city you in, you might be in Chicago, so they got, you know, Chicago hip hop, you know, station 105.3 or some shit. You see what I'm saying? But once you start to leave Chicago, nigga, you start to lose connection to them radio waves. So I don't believe those are radio waves. I believe those are neutrinos coming through the earth, because there's, you know, like I said, there's something on the backside of Earth as well that's emitting cosmic radiation that's hitting the nighttime side of Earth, and now this shit is traveling through the Earth out the other side, while the other side on the daytime side is getting hit with mass amounts of neutrinos from the sun, photons, and then it's going through the Earth and out the other side. So they trying to figure out what the fuck is coming out from under the Earth. Could it be something under the Earth? Potentially. Could it be some type of craft under the Earth? Potentially. But I do believe there's something, maybe a craft or a celestial object that's on the other side of our planet, pushing out the same energy as the sun, bro. And it says follow-up observation and analysis with other instruments, including one recently conducted by Pierre Auger Observatory in Argentina. They have not been able to find the same signals. The results of the Pierre Auger collaboration were published in the journal Physical Review Letters in March. The origin of the anomalous signals remain unclear, said study co-author Stephanie Whistle, associate professor of physics, astronomy, and astrophysics at the Pennsylvania State University. And she says our new study indicates that such signals have not been seen by an experiment like the Pierre Observatory Pierre Auger Observatory. So it does not indicate that there is new physics, but rather more information to add to the story. Larger, more sensitive detectors may be able to solve the mystery or ultimately prove whether the anomalous signals were a fluke, while continuing the search for enigmatic neutrinos in their sources. So yeah, they're detecting strange signals coming from under the ice. Could be neutrinos. You feel me? That's what I think it is. But you know, I'm not in Antarctica. I don't know what they doing or what type of technology they use to detect that shit. So for all we know, it could be a giant fucking UFO under the ice, like off the movie The Thing. If you watch the movie The Thing, the whole movie about The Thing was them being based in Antarctica, and they was looking for a strange signal under the ice. As a matter of fact, here we go right here. It tells the story of a group of American researchers in Antarctica who encounters the eponymous thing, an extraterrestrial life form that assimilates then imitates other organisms. The group is overcome by paranoia. I want to get to the plot. Here we go. The plot. In Antarctica, a Norwegian helicopter pursues a sled dog to an American research station. The Americans witness the passenger accidentally blow up the helicopter in addition to himself. The pilot fires a rifle and shouts at the Americans, but they cannot understand him, and he is shot dead. In self-defense by station commander Gary, the American helicopter pilot and Dr. Copper, R.J. McReady and Dr. Copper lead to investigate the Norwegian base among charred ruins. Is it this? I think it was the new thing. Hold on, The Thing 2011. I think it was this one. Here we go, right here. It was the new one. So in the winter of 1982, members of the Norwegian. So this was the thing. This was like a prequel to the old thing that came out in the 1982. They came out with a new one, like a remaster. Well, I wouldn't say remaster, but it was like a prequel to how the thing, became a problem. But it says in the winter of 1982, members of the Norwegian research station Thule discovered an alien spacecraft in a nearby alien body buried in the Antarctic ice. And then the body encased in a block of ice is transported to the Thule station while the team celebrates the historic find. The thing bursts from the blocks, the ice blocks, and then the team splits up to search for the alien and finds his large dog dead because that motherfucker got clapped by the alien. And then now it's an all-out war with this thing. So yeah, that's what, I'm just tying shit in, hey, they say strange signals under the ice. Don't go looking for some shit you don't want to find. That's all I'm gonna say. Because for all we know, it could be some shit like that going on under that ice. We don't know what's under that ice too still. So all in all though, I appreciate everybody that came through. He said also in the Tomorrow War, there was aliens in the ice that got free when it melted and strayed the war. Facts. I remember that shit, bro. So yeah, just y'all stay in tune on all the shit. Oh, we can't go over the shit. They said before we get up out of here, we gonna end it like this. Them Diddy tapes. They said they seen the freak offs. Let me see. I told y'all they got them tapes, nigga. I knew it. They had, just like Epstein, they found a bunch of videos with him with child porn. So, hold on.
In the next hour or so, testimony.
Ooh, it was showing them freaky videos. Ooh, Diddy, you freaky frog. You're going to jail. You're cooked. So, yeah,
In the next hour or so, testimony.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So
yeah, he's cooked.
Today, the
Dick's epic 4th of July sale is on.
Now, why they have to start the ad off like that, bro? Pause, bro. They know they wrong for that.
20% off bog bags and igloo coolers. 25%.
Today, the jury in New York City's most famous trial of the moment, Sean Diddy Combs, viewing real-life footage of the infamous sex parties known as freak-offs, described by the defense as consensual encounters, but by the prosecution as something far more sinister. Combs denies all charges. And just a warning, this story contains accounts, descriptions, and visual content of actual or alleged events that some may find disturbing. Here's Nightline co-anchor Byron Pitts.
Behind these doors, a jury seeing for the first time the world's been talking about for months. Videos of those notorious so-called freak-offs involving Sean Diddy Combs.
These are the videos.
But you know, I be thinking shit like this too, though. What if all they did was just use AI to deepfake a lot of those videos? Because there's proven, this is disgusting, right? There are people on the dark web are using AI of children faces to create child. Yes, people on the dark web are doing that. So I don't know. This shit go deep. I ain't gonna take niggas deep down that rabbit hole. I do believe Diddy was doing what he was doing. So, but yeah, bro's cooked. But I be thinking though, like, what if that's how they keep niggas tied in the industry? They be like, look, you want to play? We got this deep fake and this AI that niggas don't know about, and we could put out footage of you doing this shit to these little children. If you ever say some shit that you seen going on up here, like, you just never know. You never know. But that nigga Diddy, I don't put it past him though. He definitely, the history of this nigga, he killed Pac, he killed Biggie, the nigga beating women. Yeah, he definitely was doing some crazy shit behind closed curtains.
That depicted Cassie Ventura with male escorts. And these videos, explicit though they are at the heart of the prosecutor's case to help convince the jury that Cassie Ventura was trafficked for sex.
In a key moment of this trial, wearing headphones, jurors were shown excerpt videos of freak-offs played in the courtroom for the first time today. The videos coming from a laptop belonging to Cassie Ventura.
When it came time to play these video excerpts of freak-offs, jurors put on headphones, so did the lawyers and Sean Combs. The public screens were shut off because the gallery was not allowed to see or hear these explicit videos. But as the excerpts played, we could faintly hear the sound of music and moaning noises.
The jury also shown text messages between Combs and Ventura, in which prosecutors say he texted her, "Want to celebrate Christmas and have a freak-off tonight or Friday?" Further text messages, they said, were summoning escorts to a hotel. Also at the center of today's court proceedings, text messages, emails, and documents shown in court.
The videos came with hotel receipts, credit card statements, travel records that helped give the jury a full picture of how Sean Combs allegedly got her and male escorts to different hotel rooms for the purposes of these sexual encounters.
But see, I don't like how they just focusing on strictly just Cassie Ventura. There's other, let's just say it was other celebrities, other people being trafficked, and on a grander scale of things, they downplaying this, bro. They downplaying the grand scale of things, because just right now the FBI is currently reviewing over 10,000 videos with Jeffrey Epstein and child. You feel me? So imagine all the shit that they finding. This nigga might have been with Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump was around Epstein. Man, let me pull up them pictures. Donald Trump and Diddy. Let me show y'all. Yeah. My baby been linking up. Man, he was linking up when Diddy was still a youngin'. Come on now. And this him linking up again when they older. They got history. They got history. Donald Trump and Epstein. Come on now. Look at these niggas. This one when Donald Trump was in his younger days. Look at that shit. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. They got history. Look at this shit. Yeah. You wonder why he paid his way to be president, so he can keep shit on the low. You wonder why he's going out there to World War III to have everybody eyes on that shit, so niggas don't start talking about them Epstein logs and them Diddy tapes. Donald Trump is in them Diddy tapes and he's in them Epstein videos, nigga. Oh my God. We're cooked.
Combs stands accused of sex trafficking, racketeering, and prostitution, all charges he denies. But as the government wraps up its case over the next couple of days, a major moment in court this morning, Judge Aaron Sabramian dismissing a juror number 6, for lack of candor. The juror originally saying he lived in the Bronx with his fiancée, but he apparently told a court staff member that he had recently moved in with his girlfriend in New Jersey.
The worry about a juror who gives incomplete or not really forthright answers is that they could be what's called a stealth juror, someone who is answering questions in a way that is untruthful, but to get onto a jury, to be able to give a verdict that they want, either guilty or not guilty. And that's something that no one wants in the jury.
The judge saying the record raised serious concerns as to the juror's candor and whether he shaded answers to get on and stay on the jury, going on to say there's nothing the juror could say at this point that would put the genie back in the bottle.
It is far better to remove a juror that has issues as to candor or jurisdictional defects now than if a verdict was rendered. Because if a verdict was rendered, that could be a bigger issue of appeal, that a person gave an incomplete or wrong answer to get on the jury and then rendered either a guilty or not guilty verdict.
The defense raising concerns about the dismissal, noting that he was one of 2 black men on the jury.
The defense lamented that removing juror number 6, a 41-year-old black man, would make the jury less diverse. The judge said that was not a concern with this particular juror. He said he was sympathetic to the defense concerns generally, but he noted the makeup of this jury already includes a number of people of color.
This week marks what's expected to be the final week of testimony in the government's case before Combs' attorneys take over to present his defense. The prosecution making their final push with exhibits they hope will help prove the charges of transportation to engage in prostitution. Federal prosecutors are alleging that Combs orchestrated a criminal enterprise with the assistance of his bodyguards to pressure witnesses like Combs' former assistant testifying as Mia to, quote, stay silent and not report what they experienced or knew.
The jury saw some additional messages from one of Sean Combs' longtime bodyguards. He goes by D-Rock. She said the outreach from D-Rock and from Combs himself made her terrified. Federal prosecutors no doubt want to leave the jury with the impression that Combs was behind the scenes pulling the strings as part of his alleged orchestration of a criminal enterprise.
The jury was also presented with text and audio messages meant to reinforce testimony from other witnesses about hotel rooms, drugs, and travel. One group of messages between Combs' chief of staff, Christina Coram, and Combs' travel arranger discussing a flight for Jane and an escort named Paul. In one 2018 exchange, Ventura allegedly told Coram, quote, I can't do that violent, scary, kick me out of my own house stuff anymore. To which Coram responded, I'm sure. Stay focused, though. It's not worth derailing. That much I know.
The government will present this as we are getting information that Christina Coram knows about the violence towards Cassie from Sean Combs, and that she is saying, stay focused, don't get derailed. That could be a part of the coercion or the force in that RICO or sex trafficking charge. But the defense will make their own arguments and say that Christina Coram is not part of a criminal enterprise, but merely a confidant and friend of Cassie Ventura.
Prosecutors say the messages were pulled from electronic devices owned by Coram, who was not testifying at trial. Coram's attorney did not respond to requests for comment from ABC News. In a previous statement, regarding 3 other civil lawsuits she had been named in surrounding Combs, Coram said in part, for months, horrific accusations have been made about me in various lawsuits regarding my former boss. The idea that I could be accused of playing a role in, or even be a bystander to, the rape of anyone is beyond upsetting.
You are. Liars will lie. Motherfuckers will still tell you to worship God and will murder a child. I don't want to hear it.
Disturbing and unthinkable. That is not who I am, and my heart goes out to all victims of sexual assault. I am confident that the allegations against me will be proven to be untrue. The prosecution is expected to rest his case as early as Wednesday, with the defense taking over by Friday, when they will make their case for what they say Sean Combs is innocent of all the accusations levied against him these past 5 weeks.
The prosecution has signaled that they have just a few more witnesses that will testify, including Brendan Paul, a former assistant to Sean Combs. We expect him to testify about providing drugs to Sean Combs.
If convicted on all charges, Sean Combs faces a maximum sentence of life in prison.
Damn, that nigga not coming home. That nigga's not coming home, bro. Boy, he better pay whatever money he can I don't think it's happening. He not coming home. He not coming home. They got B-2 bombers on the move, headed to Guam as Trump returns to the White House. Yeah, they cranking it up. Well, everything is being exposed how it needs to be exposed. I appreciate everybody for coming through today, man. I value y'all. I appreciate y'all. Most importantly, man, y'all stay hydrated like always. Stay hydrated. You know it's hot out here. You know that sun cranking up. You know, work on your little fast. You know, do what you do. And remember the power in yourself. You feel me? Don't just take what anybody else saying out here or what I say out here and running with it. Always do your own research. Do your own meditative insight. You know, and your own, you know, hunt for knowledge and wisdom, you know, in general. Don't feel like you need nobody out here. We don't need no leaders, nigga. We all leaders. Remember that. We ain't got to look up to just one person no more. We all looking up to each other, nigga. And we all moving together as one. So if they take one of us down, nigga, they got to take all of us down. Not take one of us down and then now we all back to being docile. Nah, we ain't doing that shit no more. We moving different. I appreciate y'all. I value y'all. Most importantly, man, stay in tune and I'll be back with another one like always. One love, mate. Universal love. Yeah, I'm out.